How's everybody's Saturday? Pippin is scaling my sound curtain. I'm still waiting for the day that bar falls because of it when he gets too big. Are you stuck? I hear him whining. Nope, no, he's still going. Got a couple people here now. What's up, Turbo? Teen Flash is in the house. D-Cole. Lol Memer. Howdy. What's up, Biscuit Queen? How's your week been? It's been pretty solid. It's been pretty okay. Excited for Ghost Fuckers in December? It's October though, right? Ghost Fuckers is October, I thought. Yeah, it's October. It's the Halloween special that they've been hyping up. At least Brandon was hyping up when he was at our convention last weekend. So yeah, I'm super excited for that, man. They were really hyping that one up because it's considered like a special apparently. So I'm excited. I'm super excited for it. It's a Mayan. How are you? You caught yourself. You caught yourself. I didn't read ahead. What's up, Firefly? How are you? Renan's here. Satnav, how are you? We got Ginger. Doing good. Jazzy. Like your t-shirt. Well, thank you. I got got this one still because I guess it released later than the other batch, but this one guitar solo, fuck yeah. Still got the tag on it. I got two of the kittens in here right now. Well, when do they stop being kittens? Because they're like 6 months old now. Yeah, they're still kittens. They're still technically kittens. Am I planning to watch Night of the Seven Kingdoms next year? Just out of consistency, probably. I don't have any hype for it though. So I don't know. I mean the story, like I don't know how I'll care. Like it might be something to like read, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see. What's up, the dog? Hope your week's been great. It's been a lot of fun. Well, not a lot of fun, but it's been all right. Better than most. It's my favorite song from Hazbin Hotel, more than anything. Like, it's not even close. I really loved your Cake Crusader reactions and reviews. Thank you, thank you. Hold up. We got Pippin. Just kind of hopped up for a little love. Very spooky Halloween. Hope everyone's doing okay since the world seems to be going to shit. Yeah, it's there's some dodgy shit going on in the world, that's for fucking sure. Sorry I missed your live stream. I was dodging D&W spoilers. Completely okay. Have you had Have you had a chance to see it yet? What's up, Brain of Jen? I was just gonna stop at that. What's up, Brain? I guess I'll be Pinky today. Sans the Skeleton. I love the 4th season of Umbrella Academy. Though there were 6 episodes, I still felt it was kind of rushed. Oh yeah, it was 100% a little rushed. That's for sure. Love your Adam tee. Thank you. I can't wait to actually wear it at some point. What's up, horse lover? If you want a cat cam, say I. Well, I don't always let them in here because they, like when I'm doing stuff like this, just because they can be a little chaotic, because they like to, I have like I've got paneling, like sound paneling on the walls and stuff like that, but like behind my desk, because there's a walk-in kind of closet directly behind my desk with the way that my setup in here is, it has like an echo if I don't have that covered with something else. So I have like a pole that goes from wall to wall, and I have that draped with like a sound blanket. And they are just like desperate to climb it every time they're in here. So like one of these days it's just gonna pull the pole off the wall, and I'm waiting for that to happen. I don't know what he's doing now. Oh, and now he's scaling the door. Get out. Do you want out? You're going out. Oh my god. Alright. So yeah, I usually don't let them in here. Just because who knows what might happen when I'm trying to record. Wish you could explain where Sloan is, or something about the other Ben. I mean, didn't Sloan die? I forgot. I don't remember, I'll be honest. Don't mean any condescending way, but sincerely that everyone's doing okay, since things in my country is not good, only seems to be going worse. I'm really sorry to hear that, man. I really, really am. Like, a lot of us, especially over here, definitely have it easy. That's for sure. Who's my favorite Hazbin Hotel character? That would be big old Papa Daddy Lucifer. For sure. If I can't pick Lucifer, it would probably be Angel. From Hazbin, at least. Like, if we're talking exclusively Hazbin, it'd probably be Angel. What's up, Logan? Let's see. Love the new Hot Topic Hazbin shirts. Yeah, I got all of them except for the one that's just the cast, like the Hazbin Hotel and then the full cast, because I didn't think it looked all that great. I don't know, a little weird. Mine is Adam. My real name is Adam. Well, one of these days, if they add in the Archangel Michael, the one who actually, at least if you're looking at the lore, cast Lucifer from heaven, I'll probably be a little biased towards that character. What's happening to your Kazi? That's to Kazi. Happy Saturday. What's up, Dion? What's up, good vibes? That last reaction to Ages of Shields was brutal. Each time I see Ward, I see a red. I feel so bad for Coulson. Me too, man. Dude, that was upsetting as hell. So upsetting. Kitty! Have I seen Shin Ultraman? Watched it last night. I have not. I have not. You ever had some least favorite Hazbin or Hell of a Boss episodes, but with some redeeming qualities? As far as like my least favorite Hell of a Boss episode is Cherubs. It's fun, it's funny, but it's not one I am ever hungry to rewatch. I know a lot of people's most popular least favorite, like the one that seemed to get thrown around a lot, is either Cherubs or Unhappy Campers, and I am a firm defender, I would say, of Unhappy Campers. Really enjoy it. Let's see. As far as Hazbin, I don't know which one I would say. I mean, does the pilot count? I mean, if I had to pick any of them, if we can include the pilot, I'd probably say the pilot. Otherwise, I mean, they're all so good. I really like all of season 1 proper. But if I had to pick one, and it's not saying it's bad, but just least favorite, might either be episode 1 or 3. Let's see. Is the stream frozen? Looks fine for me. Yeah, I'm not showing anything on my end. Oh, hold on. What is going on here? Can you all still hear me at least? Okay, you can hear me. There we go. Yeah, I don't know what the hell happened there. The capture card for the camera just died. Let's see. I think you will like Knights of the Seven Kingdom based on how you react to the dynamics of House of the Dragon. You'll connect pretty swiftly with the characters, methinks. I would hope so. I'm just, everything we're hearing about it, I'm not sure. I'm not, like, interested, so who knows? That could completely change whenever I get around to it. Whenever it actually comes out. I still don't know why Umbrella Academy final season was only 6 episodes. Could have been longer. It's because Netflix only allowed them to have 6 episodes. Originally, Netflix wanted to just not even make a season 4. That's what I've learned, is that they were only allowed to have season 4 if they could get it done in 6 episodes, which is interesting because that tells us that they knew beforehand that they were only going to have 6 episodes, and they still managed to mess up the pacing. But yeah, it was 6 episodes or no episodes, because Netflix wanted 0 episodes of season 4. Been rewatching Rings of Power in prep for season 2 later this month. I forgot it was this month until I saw that trailer, the new trailer at when I went to see Alien. And it looks pretty sick. It's not perfect, sure, but I think it's been way overhated. There's a valid stuff, and then there's not. Oh yeah, 100%. Like, it's definitely got a lot of problems, and I call out my issues with it throughout my watch through, my reactions and stuff, but overall, I thought it was pretty damn solid, for the most part. Like, there's some pacing issues and some things I didn't find all that interesting or engaging, but it's definitely one of those situations where I enjoyed more than I didn't, I feel like, by the end of it. What's up, JC? How are you? We got Rebecca in the house. 3D with KD. Have I tried Ghost of Tsushima? I have. I have indeed. I don't think my playthrough exists anymore, but I did stream it on Twitch when I still used to do that. Yeah, I 100%, I completely got my platinum on that game. Let me fix that. Good stream, guys. Good stream, guys. Rings of Power is just so disconnected to Tolkien's lore, so you can't blame the hate, really. It's not, though. There's a couple of tweaks and changes, but it's not. Dude, it's like the same arguments you see most of the time with, like, the Acolyte. When you're talking about that, most of it isn't valid. Like, I completely disagree that it breaks a bunch of lore. There's some combinations, there's some time crunches, there's some things happen in a different order, but there's nothing that outright, at least that I remember, that breaks the lore at all in any way, shape, or form. Now, does the show have a lot of problems structurally? Yeah, for sure. But as far as the lore itself, not really. What do you think of the new Kraven the Hunter trailer? It's fine. Like, again, I was planning on adding it to my D23 roundup with Rings of Power and all that, but then before Alien Romulus, I saw the new Kraven trailer and the new Rings of Power trailer and the Mufasa trailer all before Alien. And I was just like, okay, well, now I've seen these. And it was bloody. I don't think it's any more interesting. So we'll see. Speaking of Cape Crusader, did you hear the reason why Bruce Timm made the Penguin a woman? Because apparently Batman doesn't have a lot of good female villains. Like, what the fuck, Bruce? I mean, how many do we actually have? I mean, I wouldn't even count Catwoman. So we really have Poison Ivy and Talia. And kinda Harley. I mean, if you look at the broader scheme of his rogues, yeah, he doesn't really have a lot. Like, just Batman's gallery. No, if you want to, like, it's hard to put Harley in there considering her position and her arc in general, but I mean, he's not wrong. And it is something different. Like, I gotta commend them for at least shaking some things up and not doing the same thing we've seen with these characters for the last almost, what, 100 years? We're almost coming up on 100 years at this point for some of these characters. How many kitties were in the room? Just 2 right now. Well, now there's just 1. Merlin's conked out right here. That little dark blob. Have I ever played Subnautica? I've watched people play Subnautica, but I myself, not so much. Those types of games aren't really something I vibe with, like the whole, like, survival, what would you even call it? Like the survival type games where you're just collecting materials, building stuff, and whatever. It bores the absolute shit out of me. On top of that, I got thalassophobia, and while it doesn't get triggered when I'm watching that game, I don't know if I was playing it how I would feel. So who knows? So who freaking knows how that would go? But yeah, I don't know. Not my kind of game. I don't mind watching it sometimes, but for the most part, I don't know that I would ever play it. Because of the situation in my country, I cannot legally watch Deadpool 3. Thought it was fun, but yeah, Marvel clearly sees the multiverse just as a way to bring back older actors. I don't know that that's wholly true, but it is very, very much so a big old easy use for them to lean into. Yeah, aside from Poison Ivy, Catwoman, and Harley, and then again, I don't think Catwoman qualifies as like a villain. I wouldn't, like, even Alfred in the episode was just like, she's not really a villain, she's just a thief. Like, she doesn't hurt anybody, or she doesn't kill anybody, she doesn't do anything too crazy or whatever. She's just kind of an annoyance. Poison Ivy and Harley are a little bit closer on that line, and only out of the 2 of them would I say Poison Ivy is a full-on villain. I mean, Harley starts off obviously as one, but eventually changes. This Harley, however, in this universe, she's basically psychology Punisher. Really. Can't stop thinking about Deadpool and Wolverine. I saw it like 3 times, I think, up until this point. Do I see hell of a plushies in the background? You do indeed. We got Stolas, Blitz, Millie, and Moxie. I I still need to wait for a restock on the Luna, and then I think I'll have the full premium set at least. And then I have the U2s that are out so far. I got Brandon, Bryce, and Erica to sign those. What's my favorite Hell of a Boss episode? Probably, it's a tough one, man. It's a really tough one. I want to say it's either a... It's honestly, I don't know, man. It's tough because I really do love Apology Tour. It's really good. I think it's probably the best written, produced, paced episode in the series. But my favorite is probably either episode 6 or episode 7. You know? Like the latest Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. reaction? Hell yeah. What about Eve or his kids, Cain and Abel, or Seth? I would love to see them eventually, but Eve, I suspect, is going to have a much larger role in the future based on a couple of different things and implications and illusions. But yeah, Cain and Abel would be interesting to see how they would kind of navigate this world. But personally, out of a bias, even though I'm named after my dad, our namesake is the Archangel Michael. So I would like to see Michael, especially considering that if you're looking at the hierarchy, Lucifer and Michael were the right and left hands of God. So originally, that Lucifer was kind of above them technically. I think the left was Gabriel. I can't remember. So, but the rivalry was there, if you want to call it that, between Michael and Lucifer. So it was Michael that led the armies of heaven to cast him and his fallen out. So it'd be interesting. I don't care what they even do with him. They can make him a crypto dude, bro. I just think it'd be hilarious to have well, they kind of already did that bit with Adam. So I'd just be really curious to see what they would do if they did include the other archangels, or if they even do the 7, the 7 holy virtues, as opposed to the 7 deadly sins in some way, shape, or form. Anyway, just watched the new Prime original, the movie Jackpot, with Awkwafina and John Cena. It was actually pretty good. Very fun action comedy, worth checking out sometime. I haven't heard... This is the first I've heard about this. That's an interesting pairing. I might have to look into it in a little bit. Can't say anything about the situation without drawing ire from a very radical and violent group that just overthrew our previous government. Ooh. Yeah, I don't know about all that, man. I'm sorry about everything that's going on. I'm not sure which bit you're referring to. And that's my fault for not really knowing what's going on in the world, but I just hope you're safe and doing okay. And I'm glad you're at least here, and hopefully we can distract you for a little bit from the ire that is going on in the world for just a little bit of your time of day. I'm looking forward to Aegon's Conquest prequel as well, though it'll probably be way long from now. I think it'll premiere after House of the Dragon ends. I mean, sure, I think that would be pretty interesting. Seeing the conquering of Westeros would be wild. I want either a show set before Valeria's fall or after everything. The only show they had ever announced that I was excited for was the Jon Snow thing, just because there was a chance for them to make me feel better about the ending of Game of Thrones. And there's a way you could have written that to fix the issues that some people had with the resolution to the Night King stuff. And I had my own ideas, my own ways that they probably could have done that, but apparently they can't come up with the story that makes it worth telling, which just is disappointing, because I think there was a potential to make people at least feel a little bit better about what was done if they just kind of did a little bit of what do you want to call it, surgery on what happened before, or cosmetic reconstruction on the events of 8. Everybody talking about my screen having frozen. I think we're still fine for right now. One of the peaches here. Whoa, yo, what's up, Lince? What's your opinion of Mario Party Tuesdays? It's super fun. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what else to have, man. I enjoy the shit out of it. It's just a little fun little game to get a bunch of us together and just kind of have fun and dunk on one another and bicker and banter. I love it. Every time that Jay reaches out to invite me over, I always try to clear my schedule to make it happen. There's only been like one time, I think, I've had to be like, I can't make it. But for the most part, I definitely always try to pop on over. Batman Cape Crusader was 10 out of 10. What villain do you want to see in Season 2? For me, I want to see Hugo Strange and Mr. Freeze. Outside of the ones that have already been set up, let's talk about maybe somebody we haven't seen yet. Actually, well, we saw them. They're not in their villain stride yet, so to speak. So, a Deathstroke in this period would be really interesting, I think. Just to see how they navigate that character in this time period would be kind of cool. But in this time period, Hugo Strange would actually work really, really, really well. Mr. Freeze could work pretty solidly as well. Hugo or Professor Pig would be nightmare fuel for this world. Though Hugo Strange runs the risk of blending a little too closely with what Harley is currently doing, kinda. But we've got our doors open to the supernatural as well. Grundy would be kind of interesting. Trying to think, man. Maybe he's like an anti-villain. Like we played around with Gentleman Ghost, maybe Etrigan, or I don't know, man. There's a lot of possibilities. It's hard to think about it when there's like literally they made it to where anything could be possible. But I'm excited to see their version of the Joker, especially with that tease that we got. Check your phone. It's actually frozen. Mr. Freeze froze the screen. Really, the comment changed, so maybe it's just the scene. Yeah, it was just the capture for my DSLR camera fucked up. Jump scare by Omni. Where you at? This ain't FNAF. Now you're golden. You're back. Can you react to murder drones next? Maybe. I'm thinking about it. I've mentioned this every other time it's come up. The animation just does not look like it's for me. But again, people talk it up, and I don't know. When I feel ready for it, when I feel up to it, because I've been trying not to overwork myself or put too much on my plate right now for mental health's sake, because I've been really drawing myself pretty thin for the last few months. So I will get around to it more than likely, at least to watch the first episode and see what all the hubbub is about eventually. I just can't say when. It's just got to be whenever I'm in the mood to just to hit that record, you know. I mean, Mr. Flexi DSLR, there's no way a webcam looks like this. We go to sleep now. It's 1:42 a.m. Well, late for you. I think I went to bed at what, 5:30 this morning? Yeah, I'm not a smart decision there. But get some sleep, Sans. Thank you for stopping in, and hopefully I'll see you next time. My dog died on Tuesday, and that's why I couldn't come to your live stream. Well, I didn't have a live stream. Wait, Tuesday. What live stream are you talking about? I'm sorry to hear your dog died, though. I'm just trying to staple a timeline. Because you're here. But yeah. I mean, that's never an easy thing, man. When we lost Pop-Tart, I was completely and utterly destroyed, man. Oh, I've lost so many pets over the years, and it's never easy. Never easy. But that one, I think probably that was one of the ones that hit me the most because I had to. I had to feel her go. And that feeling and that moment is seared into my brain. Anyway, hope you're feeling better. Anytime you guys have something going on in your life, like, never feel sorry about missing a stream. Your day to day is way more important. There you go. I think that's what you were trying to do there. With the little trumpet. It is a trumpet, right? I don't know. Yeah, all the brass things just kind of blend together to me. Good, just not loving the summer. Sorry to hear that. Has anyone ever seen or heard of El Tigre? I have heard of it. I have seen promos for it. I have never actually watched it, though. Who's the biggest glazer? Can't ignore Clark telling Oliver and the freak of the week caused by Lex their hatred to use powers before killing them has a chance to be good versus LaRusso. What does that mean? Glazing. I've heard that like once or twice just in the last week. LaRusso keeps glazing Miyagi. Here we go, teaching, here we get another episode of Teaching Omni's Today's Lingo. What the fuck is glazing? Is that like hyping up? Sucking off? What is it? Because in that context, he keeps glazing Miyagi. Like, he puts him on a pedestal. Like, simping for somebody. Okay. And, well, if we're talking in Teen Flash's comments case, I assume we're talking about Smallville, and in that case is, gonna be, I guess that makes sense. Like, he's got, him and Lex in that series have such a, what do you want to call it, weirdly symbiotic relationship because of their friendship as kids, man. So, like, I don't know. That makes sense, but yes. I mean, also makes sense for LaRusso. Like, he's got a reason to glaze Miyagi. I don't like that saying, man. I hate it. Like, but yeah, it doesn't bother me at all about all of that. The problem is when he realizes that his idea of Miyagi, this idea that he's like this perfect entity, just isn't real. Like, it never has been, but that's just his illusion. But he'll work through that. He'll figure that bit out in the rest of this season, I'm sure. Rings of Power Season 2 looks good. Like, as someone who enjoyed Season 1, it looks even better. Here's hoping. Also, Omni, they're dropping the first 3 episodes. Yeah, I found that out the other day, and I'm so... It was 2 episodes last time. Now it's 3, just like with The Boys. So that means next weekend, your boy's not going to be getting any sleep. We're always talking about Miyagi. What's up, Red? How are you? I'm doing good. Recently watched I Saw the TV Glow, and wow, what a film. Would love it if you watched it. Haven't heard of that, so I'm not familiar. I might have to look into it. It's 3 weeks later. I have finally watched Deadpool and Wolverine and managed to dodge all spoilers for 3 weeks. I'm shocked I've managed to do that. I am also shocked that you that you managed to do that as well.
But I'm glad you did. I'm glad you finally saw it, and I'm glad none of the big shit got spoiled for you. Alien Romulus was crazy, especially the third act. The third act was just straight up bananas. Like it was some wild random ass shit, but it's whatever. We won't talk about it right now though. Technical difficulties are just a clever illusion, not broken, just magic. Yes indeed. Let's see. I'm Nick. You're okay, been a couple of months since I've caught a stream. Currently struggling to stay awake. It's just gone 9 p.m. here in the UK, but I wanted to try and watch a stream. You are concerned by at that time Avatar finishes filming all seasons. The actors are going to be at least 4 years older than the characters. I am, yeah. Yeah, that has definitely crossed my mind before. Not sure how that's going to work. They haven't started filming season 2 as far as I'm aware, so they need to get on that before it looks too weird. Doing my rewatch of Rings of Power during my holiday from work with your reactions, of course. Hell yeah. I feel like I need to do a rewatch as well, or at least a recap. I might find a recap video or something before going into it, just to kind of try to get some things fresh in my mind. Go, go, Rhino Ranger! Yeah, dude, like in that Craven trailer, fucking Rhino's just like, it's morphin' time! And it's Rhinosaurus! And he just fucking transforms into a fucking ugly-ass Rhino man. Like, the design just doesn't look good either. Of that. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I have negative faith in Sony, man. And now it's going through extensive reshoots and got delayed again. We'll see. Cape Crusader was fantastic. Hope we get a second season. I think somebody had told me that it had actually already been greenlit for a second season when they picked it up. If true, super excited. The real truth about X-Men 97 creator. Yikes. We're not going to get into all of that because there's a lot of mudslinging going on right now. We'll wait to figure it out. But yeah, it's no matter how you look at it right now, it's not painting a pretty picture of anybody in this situation. That's for fucking sure. But if what Disney says is true, it's pretty fun. That's a little weird. I get it. So I don't know. It could just be... And we're not unfamiliar with them throwing out accusations off the cuff when they get their finger pointed at them. Look at the Scarlett Johansson situation from just, 2 years ago. Even that, and then a few other... It's just like their go-to tactic is trying to vilify and discredit. So they've done that in the past, and they've ate shit for it. So they could be doing... Because we haven't seen them provide any proof yet. So I don't know. Who knows? We'll see. It's not a good situation, no matter how you look at it, though. Really enjoyed Cape Crusader. Me too. I was kind of lukewarm when it was announced. I was like, it's Batman. I'll check it out. But having sat down and watched it, I was really, really hyped up on it. I've seen a lot of vids lately, like skits of Daniel glazing Mr. Miyagi, and they are hilarious. I haven't seen any of these. I may have to look into that. Can't bring myself to watch Rings of Power because I'm a stubborn dork who didn't want any more Lord of the Rings unless it was the Silmarillion. I like it for what it's doing. Is it necessary? No. But yes, if I had gotten the choice, and it's only because they are not, they have not licensed the Silmarillion to anybody. Not Amazon, not Weta, not Peter Jackson. He didn't have access to it either. Like, no one has ever been granted license to play within the realms of the Silmarillion. That's the one thing they have not allowed anybody to touch for some reason. And I feel like that would have been way more interesting to watch. but I'm interested in seeing the events play out. Like, it's different, like, hearing about them and then reading about them. Even, like, what we know about those events are, again, it's basically just third-hand information. Like, none of what is written is the truth. Much like with House of the Dragon, a lot of that is, like, hearsay, opinions, propaganda, and third-party accounts of events with some historical records thrown in. It's a biased account, and it's not all of the information. So this is kind of the same thing. So, the true story, if you will, or at least a play on that idea. I wanted to try and watch a stream. Are you concerned that by the time... Oh yeah, I already read this one. Whoops. Don't be surprised if Sausage Party Feudtopia is renewed for a season 2, so get excited, my friend, whether we're liking it or not. I still highly doubt I'm gonna watch either season of that, but we'll see. Deadpool and Wolverine was, in my opinion, the best openings to a movie. Bye, dude. Yes, so loved that opening sequence. It's definitely one of my favorites that we've had in a really, really long time. Have they confirmed a sequel to Prey movie that came out on Hulu? Yes. Yes, they are working on a sequel to that, and I think there's like 2 movies they're working on that have with the Predator IP following Prey. Like, I think there's a Prey 2 and then a spin-off as well that's being worked on, or not a spin-off, but another offshoot Predator story they're working on. Kitty, don't wake small blob by screaming like that. Dude, he is unfazed. Which, unlike Mimi, she can't be in here. The moment I start talking, she could be fine, she could be happy, whatever. The moment I start talking, she immediately has to leave the room. It's insulting. I have to say, I love this version of Harvey Dent so much, and him and Bruce's friendship. I wish we kind of got to see a little bit more of that, but him and Harvey being friends has kind of always been something that's been played around with a lot, so that wasn't like new to me, but I like the way that they did it. It was subtle, but yeah, I did like the way they approached that. Thoughts on the female versions of Sector and Cyrax and MK1? I don't keep up with the MK stuff. After I finished the story mode, I said this last time, I think some Mortal Kombat news brought up. I think you or somebody else had mentioned like the Scream or Ghostface and the new stuff also in the new DLC. It's fine. Their designs are cool. It's fine. It's a new timeline. Everything's shaped up. They've fucked over Hanzo in that game, so that pissed me off and still pisses me off. I mean, outside of finishing the main storyline, that's when I stop caring. I just play the games to finish the storyline, and then I usually never play it again. So, it's cool. I think designs are cool. I don't know how the Cyber Initiative fits into this universe, given they're not cyborgs. It's like an exosuit. I don't know. I don't know. It's weird. Mortal Kombat's in a weird place right now, man. Deadpool and Wolverine opening was awesome. Omni, what's your favorite movie openings outside of that? Damn, I don't know. That's actually a kind of a tough question. Jurassic Park has a super solid opening. Another one comes to mind is the X-Files movie. Another one that comes to mind is obviously the first Deadpool. I don't remember Deadpool 2's opening. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it. I don't know. Let's see. Personal opinion on Craven movie. I think it's looking to be at least way more entertaining than Madam Web. And that's all I'm looking for. I still have never actually watched Madam Web myself. I've watched many an essay on Madam Web to the point where I feel like I've seen the movie, but I've never sat down and watched it for myself. So, I need to remedy that at some point. But I do think that it does look at least entertaining. It looks like action movie schlock. And for at least that, I'll give it a buff. Apparently, House of the Dragon ends after 3 seasons. That's not what I recall. I thought they were ending on season 4. Yeah, after 4 seasons. So there will be a season 3 and a season 4, and it'll end. Can I show the Owl Boy? He's the only ones whose legs actually allow him to sit into like a sitting position. Yep. Billy and Moxie just are awkwardly, like, deadly placed up against those boxes. They probably put a little extra care into the Blitz and Stolas window, to be honest. I feel like Madam Web was more hated than Morbius in Eternals. Morbius, yes. Yeah, because Madam Web, by all intents and purposes, is barely a movie. Morbius is, at least, for all of its faults, at least has a narrative. It just feels like a very dated movie. Like, it's not, it's a meme to say it's as bad as it is, but Morbius isn't like the worst movie ever made, and nowhere near that. It's just fine. A little campy, a little weird at times, but it's just it's okay. It is the epitome of all right. Eternals, however, I'm on the complete flip side of that. I really liked Eternals. Went to see Deadpool and Wolverine with my brother, who has never seen a Deadpool movie, and he loved it. Still, so did my sister. Hell yeah, that's awesome. Do you still remember about 13 and Yaz? Yes. Which ship in the LGBT do you have fond to? I know you'll choose Hazbin Hotel, Husker Dusk. Which ship do you wish were flourished more? 13 Yaz or second favorite? Did you have a continuation of this? Oh. Are we talking like across anything, or are we talking just Doctor Who? If we're talking anything, like Harley and Ivy is like the main one that I adore. But then yeah, Husker Dusk is also a huge one, but I don't know. Oh, those are the only ones that kind of come to mind to me right now, just off the top of my head. Let's see. Also, can we just acknowledge that Aaron Taylor Johnson looks incredible as Kraven? Like, good lord, that man looks like Kraven, you know? Yeah, I bulked up, man. Once he puts on that coat with the fur, it looks like Kraven. His story just echoes absolutely nothing about Kraven. Season finale of House of the Dragon was great. Can't wait to see this war and where Otto might be. My current theory is I think when he aimed to leave, I think Laris or Aemond covertly, either working together or in opposition to the other, I don't think he ever actually made it out of King's Landing. He probably never actually left. Lucifer reactions win. Whenever it wins a poll, more than likely. Logan watched any TV shows yet? House of Dragon was Bill Alien, and we were watching it. We talking about Lucifer's show? No, we were talking about Hazbin Hotel. Just rewatched X-Men Evolution. Cool. I haven't seen that since it was airing. I used to watch that a lot, though I don't know if I ever finished it though. I know that you have a lot of anime on your watch list, but I'd like to recommend 2 more. Oshinoko and Nier Automata Vir 1.1a. they're amazing, especially Oshinoko. I've heard that one come up. I've not actually, I've heard the name, but I have no idea what it's about, and I don't know that I know any iconography from it either. Can't wait for Captain America Brave New World. I just saw something saying they lost their director, even though the movie is already done shooting. How the fuck does that work? Unless they're still doing reshoots. So, I don't know. I think Madam Web noise came and went way quicker than the other two. Eternals caught heat because it felt like the first real dud in the MCU after the highs of Endgame. Morbius was powered by memes. Morbius was indeed powered and fueled by memes. There wasn't really any, I have not seen any good Madam Web memes outside of just Dakota Johnson's interviews. That's it. And it's just mind-blowing to me that Eternals is being seen as like a dud or whatever, when it was just divisive on how people received it. It was as successful as Captain America: The First Avenger, the Thor movies. Like it broke just as even as some of those, like in the grand scheme of things. But yeah, I don't know. I liked it. I have to say, Emma Darcy is very gorgeous. That they are. Let's see. Automatopoeia. Dun dun dun. Had me in tears. Also, my take on RDJ as Doctor Doom. They just have him to be Doombot and keep the real casting a secret. Maybe. We'll see. Kind of gutted Eternals isn't getting a sequel, but happy that Feige or someone else in Marvel said that the characters would be brought back in future films. See, that would be the most disappointing thing if they just dropped all of that. I mean, hell, I want to know what Ashram did with them after he took them off into bumfuck space nowhere. Did you enjoy your con? I enjoyed Huntington. It was small. I mean, there's not a lot. Like, I was able to get through all of the exhibitors' stuff in like 2 hours. It's a small convention, especially compared to most. But yeah, I had fun there. I had a lot of fun there. And Steel City, though, it was kind of miserable, I'll be honest. It was hot. It was humid. And there was delays on some of the people even getting there. Like, I think, and it's not their fault by any means. Like, there was just bad weather on the East Coast that weekend. So, like, I know Ralph Macchio's plane was delayed like 4 hours, and there had been people waiting in line for like 6 hours just for him to show up for 30 minutes and go do his photo shoots, and they'd have to come back the next day. Because I was only able to go up that Friday. Wasn't able to go any other day. So, like, it was just Friday and that was it. So I at least had my photo op scheduled for Friday, and I got those. The only person's table I was able to get to was Yuji Okamoto, and I talked to him for a minute, and that was cool. But I didn't get to run through everybody's line like I would at like a Galaxy Con or anything like that. You know, the organization there was just messy. It was hot. You were packed like a sardine. That may have been one of my more frustrating convention experiences. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I didn't come out of it upset, but there was just a bunch of other issues that day too, because I was running on 3.5 hours of sleep. Me and my brother had a 4-hour drive. We were there not the whole day, but then we went out to eat before we were heading back home for another 4-hour drive, because we just drove up and drove back home. And we got like 30 minutes out from Pittsburgh, and I realized I left my debit card at the restaurant we just ate at. I had to turn around and go get that. So we lost an hour there and then made it. It was just a messy fucking Friday. That's for fucking sure. And did I see the new Mulder and Scully Funkos? I did. And I have already pre-ordered them. They look so good. Charles Cook could have happened, but unfortunately the first one was hated on. It's pretty difficult to make a show concentrating on the Valerian freehold before the Doom, though, because there's just not enough source material. That means there's absolute freedom to do a whole bunch of shit. I think there's a wealth of stuff you could build up to the Doom. The Doom, like, I don't know. We don't really know enough about it. So, like, that's where there's interesting stories to be told. It was nice not seeing the Joker and Caped Crusader. It's Batman go-to villain. Yes. I'm glad they held off on him. Ooh, yes. Mad Hatter would be really good in this timeline. Let's do that. You need to listen to the Tony Toady Chopper song. There's a Tony Toady Chopper song. As long as there's spoilers, maybe I will check it out. Captain America says language, but Torch says a lot. Addict, please. I promise I'm going to get to it. I just keep not having the energy for it. It's a good idea just to cheese the Joker in the first season. Let the show establish its tone before bringing in the big bad. And I like that he had a very darker, kind of sinister tone. Like, he wasn't cackling or making a joke or even smirking at all. He was just like, yes, my experiments are going well. Like, he was just like, fucking let's go. So I think they're going to go, I don't know. I think they're going to do something fun with this Joker. Watched the new Watchmen last night. The new animated one, I assume. Omni-Media, Missing Digital Circus, and others. Maybe. That's another one, man. The art style of Digital Circus. I know there's a lot of hype around that one, too. But it looks atrocious. But we'll see. I don't want to knock it before I see it, but I can tell you, like, my initial impression is I loathe the character designs. But we'll see. I'm gonna say we might see a glimpse of Valeria before the Doom in the 10,000 Ships spinoff. We'll see 300 dragons on screen, which is also gonna be crazy. Now that sounds pretty fucking cool. Seeing Alien and Romulus in an hour or so. Excited. Can't wait to see what you think of it. Can I do a Gambit voice? No. Not at all. 10 out of 10. So gutted that Umbrella fluffed its lines with season 4. The first 2 seasons were brilliant, but it quickly lost its way. I agree. I don't know if I would say it completely lost its way. I feel like what happened still makes sense. As unfortunate as it is, like, it's just depressing because they didn't choose to be born, and it's almost the messaging. I saw somebody else say this on the comments, is like the messaging is that they were mistakes, and they to correct that was to kill them and remove them from the universe. There was no happy ending. Like, they just didn't ever need to exist. I don't know. That whole spiel is just upsetting. But it was mostly just the how we get there. The road to the finale was just a rocky one. Simping for somebody. Did I watch any D23 trailers? I've seen glimpses of the Snow White trailer. I've seen the Lilo and Stitch teaser. And I saw the Mufasa trailer at Alien. I was planning on reacting to that and including it in there, but well, it was just fucking right there in my face. Black Mask or Victor Zsasz. Victor Zsasz would be interesting. The Calculator or Calendar Man would be. I don't. You can make that interesting, but when you said that's another Robin, I broke out laughing. She was just taking Robins left and right. Yes, she was. It was hilarious. Oh my goodness. Have I seen Twisters yet? Not yet, no. I just saw Greg and them reacted to it. So, is it out on digital already? It's still in theaters. Yeah, it is. I can rent it right now. Or I can just straight up buy it right now. It's still in theaters, though. So I don't know. I don't know if I want to react to it or try to catch it before it leaves theaters. Because I really like the first movie a lot. So I don't know. Glazing comes from the idea of you glazing the other person in a certain substance you might create by being super into them, to put it in a PG way. See, that doesn't add up to me, not to break down the etymology of this stupid ass term. Like, that action doesn't necessarily speak to me in the way that it is trying to apply this meaning. Like, we're talking about sucking up. You could talk about sucking something else and glazing something else in a certain something else because your mouth does a thing. That makes more sense. That makes less sense to me. Anyway, I saw the question about the biggest glazer, and before reading the rest of the question, I thought it was about American business family that owned my football club, Manchester United. It's just a weird topic that we're on right now, man. Umbrella Academy definitely should have been 10 episodes. It should have been 10 episodes or 4 episodes. Because even at 6 episodes, there was still padding. Storylines that really thematically went nowhere and just wasted time. Like, so it needed to either be longer to make those matter more and connect more, or shorter to where they didn't need to fill time. What's up, Cosmic Celestial? How are you? I'm doing good. Been a while since I've been on a stream. It's the Power Rangers fan here. Been recently rewatched Dino Thunder and wondered if it was just me or did Trent seem more powerful evil? I mean, it's the same with Tommy, really. It's, you know, Tommy seemed like way more OP when he was evil as the Green Ranger. Given he had the Sword of Darkness and it has its own powers bestowed upon him alongside it, there is that. But it's like the same thing, and I think a lot of that comes down from the intent to win or the intent to kill. Like, once you're tempered, you're not as aggressive, right? So I think that takes a lot of their edge away when they do soften, when they come down from that kind of maliciousness. Because at that point, you're not holding back, you are trying to be, you're trying to hurt, you're trying to cause pain, you're trying to win, you're trying to do all these different things. So like, I think there's a part of that as well as a thematic episode, because like there's like a common theme and a meme around that concept. Oh, the villain when they're the villain versus the villain when they're an ally, you know, and it's always like they're a big problem, and then when they're on their team they can't do shit. You know, it's a common trope. But I think it makes sense. It's funny, it's frustrating, but in some ways you can make it make sense. I'm surprised you haven't heard of it. It's from A24. I'll be honest, I don't keep up with, I don't like have a checklist of everything A24 puts out. I just know that if I see A24's logo on something, there's a good chance I'm probably going to enjoy it. In other words, it means exactly what you think it means. Fellatiation. I don't like how Five and Diego died on bad terms. Yeah, also, that's super shitty. Like, that whole situation, unnecessary. A good glazer is Deadpool, but I guess when LaRusso says Miyagi in any context, like, Miyagi wouldn't let a setback stop you, people go, ugh. I mean, Miyagi's just Uncle Iroh, man, and we know that Uncle Iroh wasn't always the perfect man that we saw today. Daniel just needs to get that out of his fucking head. that he's infallible. I never thought I would hear Baby Shark in 2024 more than once, and that was funny. It was funny. Rhino looks like a pile of rocks. Yeah. You're right about that. Season 2 of Avatar hasn't started filming yet. I think the actors have just turned 14 recently. Some of them. I think Gordon specifically. The rest of them are early 20s. He's the youngest one. I think the rest of them are like... I think the youngest one outside of Gordon is 20, 19, something like that. But, so like they may not age dramatically different between seasons as much as Aang is going to. So, we'll see. Netflix really seems to have dropped the ball with it. I mean, I think after the criticisms of season 1, I think what held up production was the criticisms to season 1. So I hope that they're going to smooth some things out before they jump right back into it. So I can't wait to talk to Paul about it a little bit more. I think that'll be fun. I'm really busy. He's a busy man, but he seems to be really interested in sitting down and chatting. So I think that'll be something I'm really looking forward to. That's the thing. Wink, wink. At least it's better than Rhino and Amazing Spider-Man. I don't know if I would say that it is. I mean, neither are good, but I would probably go with the Robo Rhino over what I just saw, but again, who knows? In context, could be 1,000 times better. Cape Crusader indeed has a second season in production. Thank you, Renan. You are a wealth of knowledge as of late. Thank you so much. Because I think it was you too that responded on Twitter when I was talking about that. I believe, if memory serves. Still though, could have been better. That's for sure. Smallest theme song is always in my head. Why is it so catchy? Somebody save me. Yeah, Tom Welling and Erica Durance were there at Still City, but couldn't get to them. You know, I was there to get the Cobra Kai people and peace out. If I could get to somebody else, I would like to have, but just wasn't in the cards at that convention, man. I'm hoping that it's not the only time they go out and about. It's the only scheduled con, though, that Ralph Macchio is set to be at for the rest of the year. So I'm sure that might lighten up a little bit once he's done filming the new movie. Maybe he'll be back out and about. I just have to kind of keep my ear to the ground and wait and see. But yeah, right now, the only other convention that I have on the docket is Columbus, the Galaxy Con in Columbus in December. That's the only one for the rest of the year. Well, it's Tsubasa Con in Charleston, but that's barely a convention. It's just kind of a ritual to go. They usually only have like 3 random, like, anime voice actors and then some merch and stuff like that. I usually just go to see what I can buy from like the vendors and stuff like that. Every now and then you might have like a rare Steve Bloom or something like that, but usually that one doesn't have a whole lot. So that's in September or October. I don't remember when, but that's just down the road. And then the only major convention I have for the rest of the year is GalaxyCon Columbus. But today, today I went ahead and bought my ticket for Level Up Expo for 2025. Went ahead and got my ticket locked in for that. So I'm excited for that. I really enjoyed that experience there. It was a lot of fun. Hopefully this time I can see a little bit more of Vegas. How to Train Your Dragon? I did it again. House of the Dragon ends in 4 seasons. The actor who plays Sokka in the live action is already 22. Maybe he was the one I was talking about. I talked to him for a little bit. I forget how old Dallas Liu is. But yeah. They gotta film Atlas season 2 and 3 back to back. Good thing though, they are both greenlit, so they can probably do that. That Days Season Comet is coming soon for the sake of continuity with the actors aging. True. That is very true. They clutching on to the Silmarillion, like it's precious. See what I did there? I just imagine you like, I'm funny, right? I wish Sony would just cave and give Spidey to Marvel Studios already, right? They are fucking it all up. What would you do if your superpower was turning into goo? Well, I'd find myself in plenty of sticky situations. I don't know. Like, maybe slide through, like, doors if I'm, like, stuck or something. Like, I don't know. What could you do? I mean, if you lock yourself out of your house, you can, like, seep through the cracks of your door and go inside. I mean, that's useful, I guess. What joke is funnier, Goldman or Little Caesars? Pizza. Huh? What? How are either of these jokes? Unless you're referring to Alex Hefner when he calls 3PO Goldman. Other than that, I have no idea what the context here is. Or a Little Caesars pizza thing. No idea. Well, then Omni named himself Omni-Goo. And goo everything everywhere all the time. Everything everywhere all at once. Covered in goo. Mimi is sassy. Yeah, she still does not get along with any of the other cats. She's basically had her home taken over by this entire literal family of cats. And she just she's not vibing with it. Even though technically Jumba has been here longer, and her and Jumba are fine. But Jumba has been here the longest, but he doesn't stay in the house. Like, he'll come in, eat, and then maybe take a nap, and then just go back outside till the next time you see him. Fun fact, Lucifer is apparently loosely based on the comic of the same name, and that's a continuation of Lucifer from Sandman, where they leave hell and opens a nightclub. I know. Yeah, I'm fully aware that the Lucifer TV show is a DC TV show, technically. Hence his cameo in Crisis on Infinite Earths on the CW. In LA, of all places, which makes sense. Rizzle me this, Batman. Which Umbrella Academy member would you hang out with? Klaus would get me in trouble. Or killed. So, I love Klaus. But it would have to be... I mean, my favorite character is Victor. But Victor's also a little bit of a downer. Like, let's not lie. But it would have to either be Victor or probably Luther. Luther's just a fun, good guy. And I don't think he would get me killed accidentally. Which, it's hard to say with everybody else. And what do you mean they fucked over Hanzo? Keep in mind, I haven't rewatched the story in a hot minute. Well, they had fucking Bihan steal his entire life. Like, he didn't even get a happy ending in the new continuity. He still lost his parents. He's too young. He lost his... Okay, listen. Original Hanzo already had a shit life as it was. He lost his entire clan because of Quan Chi's bullshit. His wife, his kids, his own life, and became a cursed demon soul purely fixated on vengeance until they were able to help fix that. Until he got his vengeance, and then, him and Sub-Zero, Bihan specifically, mended their ways. Because they realized the Lin Kuei and the Shiroryu had been manipulated. So, like, sure. But he literally was like Batman, but he kills people. And in the new timeline, his parents are... He's born an orphan, so that his parents are dead. He's been starving and eating people on the streets. He's younger than everybody now. So he's like a teenager, but his canon wife is now married to Bihan. Scorpion, the title Scorpion, is now Bihan's. The Shiro Ryu is now Bihan's. Like, he doesn't even, this new continuity, he doesn't even get a happier life. It's just slightly better. And then everything that made him Scorpion is now just, he's literally forced to watch. Not that he knows, because it's a new timeline and he has no memory of the original timeline at all. But us as the fans, we are basically watching Hanzo get cucked. And it's just like, and Scorpion's supposedly Ed Boon's favorite character, but all that MK1 has proved to me is that he just cares about the moniker Scorpion and doesn't actually care about the character Scorpion. And I'm not gonna lie, that pissed me off by the end of it, man. Like, it's just such a dick-ass move. Like, you didn't have to do any of that. Why did you do that? You could have given him a happy ending at least, because his previous life had been so fucked. Oh, anyway. I mean, it is better. It is technically better. But it's just so shitty. It's so petty. Double 2 open with him killing people as usual. Right. It was that skyscraper sequence, I think. And him just murking a bunch of people. Yeah, that's a forgettable. Omni, are you going to see Beetlejuice in theaters? That's the plan right now. That is the plan. Double 2. Oh, but he's complaining about Wolverine dying and he blows himself up. I do. Yeah, it's all coming to me. Had an offing montage set to 9 to 5 by Dolly Parton. So you guys are helping my brain here. Just waiting for Spider-Verse and Tron 3. I'm so confused, but also curious about what they're doing with Tron 3. Is it a new grid? The old grid? Where the hell did Kira go off to? Where's his son? How's this fit in? How is Flynn alive? I was irritated that they were going to make it with none of those storylines still intact and no Flynn at all. But then they either backtracked or they were kind of keeping things quiet. But he's now in it, which raises other questions. But the aesthetic of the grid is more old-timey, but also futuristic. Well, I don't know. We'll wait and see. Evan Peters is a Dillinger, though, which is curious, which makes me wonder if we're going to see Cillian Murphy in there, because he was Dillinger's son in Legacy. Uncredited. He was uncredited. He was not in the credits as the kid, but he was there. So I'm wondering if Evan Peters is yet a younger Dillinger, if he's maybe Cillian Murphy's son. And if so, will we see Cillian Murphy? Gotta admit something a little embarrassing. I completely forgot about the Kraven movie existing and that it was coming out. I actually thought it had been canceled. We'll wait and see if it should have been whenever it actually comes out. But I'm not surprised, to be honest. Also just discovered the comedian Brad Williams, and he's hysterical. Not familiar? May have to check out. Wait, did you just hoot? Did I? I don't remember if I did. Madwed should be in school to be teaching away versus Back to the Future on how just a simple story, no matter if it's action or sci-fi, works. Fair. It can be studied for just a bad fucking structural movie. I just find Morbius boring, that's all. That's fine. It just has an actual structure that makes sense. Little kicking feet. Eternals wasn't even bad. I agree. I liked it a lot. Morbius is actually just mid. Like, the real definition. Not what people say mid is, like, for all the jokes. It's really just fine. Yeah, I thought it was fine. I mean, I enjoyed Matt Smith a lot in that role, just because it was just him just having a good old time. But yeah, it was fine. It was horribly unoffensive. Eternals just needed to be a show. Agreed. Mid, like how Incredible Hulk is mid. I think I wouldn't classify Incredible Hulk as mid, but that's me. The romance of Ben and Jennifer was so rushed in the Umbrella Academy, and they tried to hand wave it with the virus messing with Ben's head, but she wasn't afflicted with that. But she also really went hard into being totally fine with literally everything. So they never really explained whether or not it was just him that was infected, because they said it was the Durango infecting him, or if it was, or the Marigold worked the same way for her. There's so many questions, and we're never going to get any answers. Or maybe we will when the final volume of the comic ever comes out, because this is a Game of Thrones situation. The comic has only gone up to the Sparrow Academy arc. Like, all of this was just nothing. Like, no source material for it yet. Gerard Way was still involved. He created the Umbrella Academy, so it may be a George R.R. Martin situation where it's like, here's the spark notes, here's how we get there. So I'm hoping when the new volume actually comes out, it might get fixed or be a little better. I'm watching Are You Afraid of the Dark, and can I just say the show intro is creepy. Is this the new one or the original? The opening to Lion King is amazing. That is very true. It is very, very good. So Russia seems to start and ended in the same episode. The classic animated one. I figured that was the one you were talking about. Are You Afraid of the Dark show was better than the Goosebumps one, not gonna lie. I was never an Are You Afraid of the Dark kind of guy when I was growing up. I always preferred Goosebumps. I don't know. I read those and I watched the shit out of the show as a kid. I don't know that I've ever seen a full episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark, even as a kid. I think when it would come on, I would just change the channel. Though the latter's theme song is better. It is a very iconic theme song. Ben and Jen looked like the Last of Us creatures in the finale. That they did. Question, what's your opinion on subverting certain character archetypes? I'm using that term right. Like making Adam an overconfident dude bro. I don't know. It's hard to use that as an example because we don't really have a lot of definitive characteristics or personality when it comes to Adam as a character in general, or as a historical figure, depending on your perspective. So you can literally apply whatever you want to it. So I don't know if that's... I wouldn't call that subverting because there's not really a known archetype to subvert, if that makes sense. But I like that. You could use that, however, with Lucifer, who is known for and talked about in this vile, menacing, disgusting manner for falling to his pride. Like seeing himself as better than God's second creation, man, and being asked to bow before them, and that they're now being held up, if not equal, if not more than you, or higher than you, and the vanity that comes with that pride in oneself, that's what gets you cast out. You know, it's that. I wouldn't call it narcissism, but maybe it is. But then on the flip side of that, in Hazbin, he's depressed. He's a goober. He's goofy. The least thing he seems to be is prideful. He has pride in his family. He has pride in his daughter. But he himself has lost any pride he had in himself. He has lost from being cast out. Like, that's a great subversion, because you expect the devil, the king of hell, to be all of these things, and he's just this short king, little circus guy who's just depressed and possibly on the spectrum because of the way he acts and all that kind of stuff. So like it's just really cool to see, and it just catches you off guard, and that's one of the things that made me like. And plus, he's still the most powerful person in all of them. So like, it's just, I don't know. That's a great way to do that. I think that's a good example. Adam's a little harder because we don't really have a lot of context for Adam as a person. When we look back at a lot of the stories. And it's also, and this is just off the topic, but it made me think of it because we were talking about it. I am surprised I guess I shouldn't be, because in a lot of ways, especially in the West, as things have kind of taken over in the last 100, 200, 300, whatever years, that so many people seem to have thought that Lilith was an original creation. I saw a lot of people be like, oh, this is a different spin on the story, when it's technically the original spin. Like, Lilith did come first in the original story when it before it got adapted and she was removed. So, like, I don't know. It's interesting, and I'm curious to see what they do with that, man. Because there's a lot of implications there that relate to Charlie. That's going to be interesting to see how they explore. Anyway, long tangent aside, yeah, I think it's, when done well, I think it's fine. There's some times where it's done and it just doesn't work. Goosebumps theme song makes you dance and make you creep out at the same time. And then the dog. Bark, 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 bark. Doodle-doodle-doodle-doodle-doodle. Doop-doop-doop-doop. Been watching you for so long. I love your reactions. Keep up the good work. Well, thank you, Gabriel. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. How long, though? Oh my gosh. It feels like, I don't know. It feels like it just, I haven't had this channel as long as I have at this point, but it's been a minute now already. Just popping in to thank you for your continued coverage of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and really renewing my love for the show. Well, thank you for tuning into it every week. I appreciate that a lot. I still continue to be shocked with, one, the quality of the show and how much I'm enjoying it. It's one of those things where, you know, it being like a TV, 40 whatever minute TV show that was on cable TV, I expected about what most other average shows in that genre were kind of like around that time, and it's actually so much better than any expectation that I've had for the show so far. Hopefully it doesn't devolve into the same pitfalls that a lot of the other ones did, but I've heard this is one of those shows that just keeps getting better, and I hope that is the case, because I'm loving the shit out of it. Still waiting for Stargate to win a poll. Watching all 3 shows would take close to 1.5 to 2 years to watch, as Atlantis didn't start until SG-1 season 9. Ran for, I mean, that's season 9. 5 seasons. I don't know. Are you sure that would only take 2 years? Like, how long are these seasons? Really enjoyed Eternals. Likewise. Hello. Also, been a long time watcher. First time here. Well, welcome, TNT Raider. Oshi no Ko is a drama anime that takes a realistic look at the entertainment industry. We can at least add it to the poll. If I remember, I'll throw it on there. I love the Makari scenes. It's been a while since I saw a good speedster in live action. Yeah, outside of, I still love the way the Flash TV show did speed. As far as movies go, the best I've seen was Quicksilver in the X-Men movies. And then Makari just did a great visualization of that. Super good. I do like Zack Snyder's take with the Flash, even though it is highly destructive with the lightning and a little excessive in that way. But I love the visualization about that there too. There's been some decent speedster stuff as of late, and it gives me hope that maybe we can get more. We're in the Doomsday now. Doctor Strange. Nice. Yeah, man, Oshi no Ko is amazing. I have to look into it. RDJ's Doom is confirmed that he's from the Fantastic Four Retro 60s universe. Okay. We will see. Kind of like Carl Ivy, but the show got worse. I don't want to suffer even though it's how their ship works. Stuff like them having a moment where there's an orgy is fitting, but stuff happens a lot for jokes. I still like it, the show where it's at. The last season was a little hit or miss, but I do love me some Carl Ivy. That's for sure. Let's be real, if anybody is going to do a Sony not Spider-Man movie expecting the next Citizen Kane or Godfather needs to reevaluate their priorities, you know. Yeah, but it's just like, Sony should be learning, why are they okay and content making these movies this way? Why did they think people, like, it just doesn't make sense why they're even making it. Like, The last set hasn't made them any money. Venom did. Let There Be Carnage did. That's been it. Like, you should be trying to make a movie that people want to watch, not make fun of. So, like, it's just, even if that, no, you're right. Nobody should be going in to expect, like, anything worthy, but it should be at least be good. Because they're not even, like, halfway to either one of those films. And Let There Be Carnage, was a terrible movie, but it was at least at times a little entertaining, or at least it tried to do some things that were a little out of there. I don't know, man. Anyway, my favorite three are Luz and Amity. I know those characters. I've seen like just snippets of Owl House. I need to watch that at some point. Chloe and Max. Chloe and Max? Like, Life is Strange? They weren't a thing. And then Stolitz, and oh yeah, why did I just say Stolitz, man? That's so far up there. Like, I was gonna say maybe more than Angel Dust or Husker Dust, but I don't know. Even though they're not even like a thing, like they've got nothing other than their friendship right now. They've got so much electricity that I just want that to happen. Whereas Blitz and Stolas have that desire to be together, but they're struggling so hard to figure it out. I don't know. They're like so on opposite ends of the spectrum, but I don't know. I love them both so much, but if I had to like say which one would I want the most in the end, no, it's Stolas and Blitz, because they need that happiness, man. I'm sorry. They do. Because it was if we're talking like just to come back to this because I'm hung up on it. Life is Strange. It was Chloe and Rachel, right? I don't remember Max having any relationships like that in that way. That I mean, I don't know. I haven't played it in a long time. So could be completely wrong. And then again, there's a lot of choice that comes into that game. So maybe there is an avenue, and maybe I just didn't stumble upon it. I don't know. And the Stargate universe didn't start until 2009. I believe Atlantis was in season 5. So yeah, there are 3 shows, 334 episodes. So okay, not quite a year and a half. Yeah, that would take a little while. New Modern Scully Pops. Nice. Yeah. It's interesting that we're getting a refresh on that right now. Like, why? Strategically, why? Is there something happening in the shadows? Don't get my hopes up. I wonder how they're going to build up Dr. Doom. Thanos had a lot of build up in the movies. Well, screen time wise, no. But there was a slow burn trickling of information. Right now, I don't know if we're going to, it doesn't seem like we're going to have a lot of that. So, who knows? They did say that we're going to see him before that. So, who knows? Hope we get a reverse Flash in the DCU, and he says, it was me. I hope we do, too. That's for sure. Of course you had. Lego Rebuild the Galaxy sort of had a great X-Files reference. That's not out yet, right? I saw a little bit of the trailer for that. I was listening to it because Mark Hamill shared a thing, and apparently he's voicing Luke in it, or how did he describe it? Bizarro Luke. And I was like, okay, maybe I'll check it out. Let's see. I'm curious about that one. I'm pretty sure we aren't going to get Doctor Doom origin movie, so we're just going to be thrown into his plans. Or anything much. Half of the characters have hats. Like, come on, let's use Mad Hatter. Yeah, hell yeah. Is that a Green Ranger stress toy? Yeah, when I was out at the con, it wasn't even at the con, it was a bookstore that called the Inner Geek that I went into for the first time. I thought I had been in there, but apparently I had never actually walked in there because it was they had a bunch of stuff, and I picked up these little things. It was like a twofer. It had these little like stress balls, but they had a fully boxed original '90s full set of the original Megazord for $300, and I was like, I don't have the money for right now, and I really fucking wanted to get it. Because I've been slowly trying to recoup my childhood because of bad decisions and moving and stuff. Am I going to react to Terminator Netflix series? I don't know. I don't know if I am or not. I'm not sure. Just because we got that 90s show this week, and then Rings of Power next week, and that's another all-at-once drop. It's animated. It's probably going to be 20-something minute episodes. I hope, but we'll see. I'm not going to commit to it right now, though, saying yes or no. So I just have to say maybe. Try to watch Cape Crusader, but I kept expecting Kevin Conroy's voice to come out of Batman, and it was weird for me personally, you know? I mean, I kind of get that, but we've had 1,000 people doing Batman over the years for voices and stuff. Kevin Conroy's still my favorite. He's still the one if I'm reading Batman on the page that I hear, but there's plenty of people that I think have done a really damn good job voicing Batman. Especially just because they're different Batmen. I don't know. I love a lot of the different voices that we've had, like the DC AMU Batman voice. I forget who voiced him. Did a great job. Jensen Ackles did a great job. Deidre Bader has done a good job. And I think Hamish did a damn good job in this. But also, I like Hamish Linklater, so it works out. But you're never gonna be better than Kevin Conroy. But I think expecting that especially after his passing, is just setting yourself up for failure. See, I also want to see Court of Owls, but maybe a glimpse of the organization. In this world, a Court of Owls would be really cool. I think that would fit in really nicely. Cool head goes my crack. What would you rate the first season of The Last of Us? Like a 9. I would say a 9. It would have been a 10 if we had more infected. Just saying. 7 to 10. This is probably going to be controversial or unpopular, but I cannot stand Rachel Zegler. Refuse to watch anything she's in now. She's just unbearable as a person. As for Lilo and Stitch, some people have said he looks terrible. I think he looks cute. Yes, yeah, he looks way better than I expected. Lilo and Stitch is my holy grail of Disney animated movies. Love it to death. I have a pile of Stitch shit just off screen here that you guys can't see. Like, I love the little fucker. And I was a little, when they announced that, I was like, oh no, what are you going to do to my boy? What are you going to do to my boy? And he actually looks really good. As for the rest of the movie, who knows? But we'll see. Also on Twisters, the actress who played the wife from the first one wanted to return, but the studio said no. Weird. Okay. What did you think of the Mufasa trailer? It starts off super depressing. The whole tone and vibe of the first half of the trailers, it's just depression. Just because you know how things work out, but it's also super goofy. It's also super campy. A little cringy. I'm glad, though, that they at least took the criticism and made the fuckers, like, emote. Because again, like I've told this story before, when Simba was screaming no and when Mufasa died in the first one, I cackled audibly in the theater. Like, I couldn't. It was just terrible. It was just so bad. Oh, God. Yeah, anyway. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. They've made some weird creative decisions. I understand why they've done it. It adds more questions to the mix, but who knows? We will see. I can tell you when it comes out, that will not be the movie I am seeing first that weekend, though. Sorry, it will be Sonic 3. I like Glazed Donuts, likewise. Oh man, I'm 40 minutes behind on the chat. Let's see. The 10,000 Ship spinoff will also show a lot of new locations in the southern Essos and the debut of the continent of Sothoros on screen. So you're getting hyped by everything I'm saying about this show. It sounds fucking awesome. That's what I say. Remember hearing that Twisters is not a sequel or a remake of the original. It's just another disaster movie about tornadoes with a similar title. That is not true. It is intentionally made. I mean, Dorothy's in the movie. It's in, like, Dorothy's in the trailer. Like, there's a connection. And it homages Twisters. I know, even in the trailer, there are straight lines from Twister that are in the trailer. Like, what's confusing people is that whether or not it is a sequel or a reboot. Like, it is in this franchise. But what it is, because there's like no ties really at all, for the most part, other than it redoing some things that have been done before, and just the fact that fucking Dorothy is in the trailer. That's the only physical connection that I haven't seen it, so I don't know if there's any other ones like sprinkled in throughout, but yeah, no, it is connected. However loosely, don't know. But it's not just another movie about, I mean, I guess technically it is just another movie about tornadoes, but it's meant to be related to Twister. Just however loosely or whatever, it's whatever. I don't know. They're banking on that connection. Because it's been called a sequel, it's been called a remake. They've said it's a sequel, but it's just in the same continuity. But there's no characters from the first one. So, like, the first one exists in the timeline, but it doesn't. Then there's other... I don't know. I have to see it to figure it out. But, yeah. It is, Yeah. Don't know. But Dorothy is prominently displayed in the trailer. And in everything I've seen about the marketing for the movie. If you don't mind me asking, where do you get the background music for these streams? YouTube, just copyright-free, hour-long videos, just sometimes compilations, whatever, remixes, and then I just loop it and let it play. You ever get sick of perverts thinking like, alright, show us your yacht, Luna? I mean, I'll be honest, I'm sure they're out there, but I've not seen it. Like, not in my comments section. I mean, they've acknowledged it because her yacht in this manner was prominently featured in Full Moon. In Full Moon. But, like, just outright like that, I haven't seen that at all. They also did Andor 2 and the Mando movie teasers at D23. Those are not public. I will not watch them. Like, if they were not released to the public, I am not watching them. I'm not watching someone's shitty cell phone quality shit. I don't watch leaks. It's very clear we need to see Condiment King, right? Let's go. However, I did read the descriptions of those trailers, and I'm excited to see what they do. Oh, I know. But you said glazed donuts. And I'm saying glazed donuts and red, and it was a really weird image in my mind. Fair enough. Don't bring back yeah. Well, technically it hasn't left. It's still very, very much so used. I just saw Marvel fired the creator of X-Men 97. That happened before the show came out. He was fired before the show came out. and there's someone else that has already been working on season 2. Like, he was fired like a month, I think, before the show before season 1 came out. It's not a new thing. It's just now we're finally starting to get crumbs of why. Because that was the question whenever that was announced, is why. Luna, yeah, Blaze Man, come to theaters this December. White Christmas. Oh my god. I was laughing when I saw Rhino and the Craven. And Craven, like, what the fuck? Yeah, it was a little weird. I said the Avatar actors, I meant the person who plays him. Oh, okay. I thought you meant, like, Avatar's actor. I read it in my brain as Avatar actors instead of Avatar's actor. So, that was my fault. Question, what are your thoughts on Cyberpunk 2077 and Red Dead Redemption 2? I asked because I'm currently replaying them both, and I remember why I love them. Cyberpunk is a game I really don't have any interest in playing. I don't really like Cyberpunk as like an aesthetic or a genre, really, generally speaking. I find it weird. It creeps me out. Red Dead Redemption, I really need to finish it. I've played like 2, 3, 4 hours of it, something like that, and it's one of those games, and I talk about this all the time, when it's an open world game and you give me freedom to do whatever the hell I want, and then this whole landscape, it's hard for me to focus. And eventually, that lack of focus and direction, as much as I'm doing all these side things, I forget to ever do the story or continue it, and I never finished the game, and I never went back to it. But I played a lot of poker. But it's a beautiful game. I think it stood out more watching as an adult compared to things more apparent. Who's your favorite Power Rangers villain? I think the Psycho Rangers were great. Favorite, like, if we're talking like everything, I think my favorite Power Rangers villain is I mean, I still have such a strong MMPR bias, man. Zed. I love Zed. Zed's probably my favorite. Even though he doesn't stay a villain, it's probably Zed. Divatox, though. And you know why with Divatox. You got him. You got him. But Zed. I think Zed's the coolest villain that's come out of that. And even though he kind of became a little bit of a punchline eventually, I just think while he was menacing, while he was scary, he was one of the best ones. Second would be the Psycho Rangers. I love their design. I love their attitudes. They are sick-ass villains. Rhino can't catch a break in this with these weird looks. That is very true. Let's see. Killer Moth. That would be a cool one. Mini Rant. The $50 shipping for a $23 shirt from Hot Topic is outrageous. It wasn't that much for me. Are you out of the country? Are you, well, out of the country. Are you in the U.S. or no? Because I shipped a fucking playing card. Like, where are you at? Hold on. Oh, it's coming. Let's do this, for example. When I did that giveaway... Oh, no. Hopefully none of these other ones go away. Okay, no, they're fine. So, when I did that Alistair Demon card giveaway... You know, I had one winner who was in Germany for this. Not this card. This is the Chaggy card that came out recently. For this little piece of, like, dense little paper, essentially, cardboard, was 90... What was it? No, that was the total of everything. It was $60 to ship something like this. If I went to UPS, I already had my own box provided. I had the label provided. I had all of that myself. The shipping alone, to get a tracking number involved, because it was a giveaway. I wanted to make sure the person who won got the fucking card. The lowest... Are you okay, bud? The lowest one was like $40, I think. But it was... $60 for me to ship it. And this is a little piece of paper, basically. Yeah, international shipping prices are banana sauce. So, Yeah, based in Ireland, European customs and shipping tax was stupid strict. Yeah, that's why. I mean, it's not really Hot Topic's fault. They can't control that. Just in general, shipping to other countries is just, unfortunately, stupidly expensive in a lot of cases. By the way, I'm a Simon Kinberg Glazer. Don't think Dark Phoenix was an atrocity to the X-Men franchise. I don't think it was bad. I don't think it was okay. It wasn't good, but it wasn't as big of a train wreck as some of the other movies that I've seen. Like, I still think the worst X-Men movie is New Mutants. Now that was ass. Like, I think that was worse than Wolverine Origins. 3C Film agrees. It's been a minute, man. It's been like 40 minutes. With what? I don't remember. What was this about? For fuck's sake, I literally do the elbow thing. I figured. Look at this handsome dude. Look at this handsome guy. He does not like cuddling though. He wants pets, but he is just, look at this guy. Look at his. He's got the babiest of meows. Like, he still sounds like a kitten. There you go. You can go away. Probably hungry or needs to shit or something. Who knows? Did you hear about... Anoa'i's, aka the father of Roman Reigns, aka Joe Anoa'i, recently passed away. He lived from 1943 to 2024. I did not hear about that. It's unfortunate. I mean, that's a... How long is that? No, he's gonna be sick on that, man. 81? I mean, it's longer than some people get these days, man. FNAF Goo, Monster Blood Goo. Watch Planet of the Apes reactions. Or do you mean for me to make reactions? I haven't seen the last two. I've seen all the other ones. Oh, well, all the other ones. There's 4 right now, right? So I've seen 1 and 2. But I haven't seen 3 or 4. Have I ever watched True Blood? No, I have not. As a punishment for mocking, here's this. Did you hear about the guy who chopped off his left side? He's all right now. Have you seen Alien Romulus? Because the moment you started saying that, I already knew the end of that joke. Because it's in Alien. Spoilers. 8 together, strong. He's my favorite dragon. God damn it, did it again. House of the Dragon. Probably... I don't know. Probably Rhaenyra's, I think. I think that one's probably my favorite looking one so far. Mr. Fettuccine, how are you? Fettuccine. You're doing well, bud. I'm doing pretty solid. Welcome, fellow Peach. Luther would shield you from bullets. That he would. Let's see. For a second, I thought Luther was an astronaut again, but then I was like, oh wait, oh no. Yeah, for me, I had a moment of realization. I was like, I know. MK1 Scorpion is Kuai Lang. Oh yeah, sorry. Bihan's the older brother. I got confused. Kuai Lang. Yeah, sorry. My bad. Everything I was saying, replace Bihan with Kuai Lang. That was my fault. Misspoke. Neither have I, but good call to the whole story bad when you're in a movie about it. Hanzo and his I have given enough. Yeah. 5 is my fave, but not in season 4, which sucked. True. Mortal Kombat versus Immortal Dancing. Same man. 5 was happier with Dolores. Very true. Very true. Bravest side characters of all time. henchmen in John Wick and the dancing people in John Wick. Dude, the dancing people in John Wick, for sure. Hope everything is going well. On another note, your Agent Seal reaction, the episode where May interrupts Andrew taking an inhuman, the bald shield agent, argue with May is Wild Force Black. I have to go back and look again. I can tell you, like, most of the time, I feel like I rarely see X-Rangers pop up. RPM Red was in Jessica Jones on the Marvel Netflix Jessica Jones show. He was in there. Outside of that, man, I very rarely see these guys pop up anyway. At least any that I remember. Which is a shame. Have I seen the new TMNT show? I have not. Not yet. I'm going to say this now. So it starts to show you at the end of Bihan starts the Cyber Initiative. Yeah. No, simply a misuse of names. Hearing my name a lot in Umbrella Academy was weird. Ginger, they were talking to you. I'm surprised they didn't play MCR at all in UA. The finale opening with Amuse, Needle Drop, hell yes. Would it be egregious for Gerard to play his own songs in his own show? Would that be a little... I mean, it'd be cheaper, I guess. But would that be a little too self-congratulating or whatever? I don't know. Interesting. That's a good point. Gotta hop, but just in case my last amazing joke didn't piss Michael off enough, I am gone. Where does a general keep his armies? Up his sleeveys. Oh my god. Holy shit. That's so cringy. Any vocalists in the opening themes like Dune and Lion King always send me to heaven with my soul ascending from a body like I was dead but not completely dead. I know exactly what you mean. Which cat did I have in here? I had Pippin a little while ago, but I just let Merlin out. And I don't think I have anybody else. Let me check all this. No, I am kitten free. Oh, that is why Merlin was demanding attention all of a sudden. Pretty much. Like, he was asleep in here for, I'd say, 90% of the stream. And then he just woke up and immediately was just squealing. Oh, he bursted in and started meowing at you. That's what he do. Yeah, I picked him up, but he could get all the pets he wants if he just wanted to be in my lap, but he just hates being in my lap. Little bastard. Did you say goodbye to Fox after seeing Deadpool and Wolverine? Not verbally, but it kind of was that, you know? I like the 2003 movie. Like, it never really bothered me because the panels don't show up every second. It's just basically better Hulk story than MCU one. Wait. So were we talking about Hulk or Incredible Hulk? 'Cause Incredible Hulk is Edward Norton. Because that's the only Hulk movie I've seen come up in the chat. I have never seen Hulk since I saw it in theaters, and as a child, I fell asleep. And I never finished it. I woke up for like the finale, but I know somewhere in the middle I passed out. I don't know about the Immortal Hulk, but they might make a World War Hulk movie. Now that would be pretty wicked. I mean, as part of a full whole trilogy, the story is going to be an Avengers level threat. That is, yeah, yes it would. Yeah, it would. Which dragon claiming scene did you like better? Adam, Hugh, or Ulf? Hugh. Adams was funny. I liked Adams. Hugh, though, that man just like he did it saving somebody, put himself out there. Hugh, like, not that Adams not a good dude. Like Hugh seems to like he didn't even care about himself at that point. And then when he was just yelling at that dragon right in the face, dude, that was some good shit. So Hugh really earned a shitload of points with me right there. Ulf just oafed his way into a dragon, really. But it picked him. It allowed him so. So there's something he's got cooking in his blood, in his brain, in his heart that the dragon can sense. I watched Billy Joe play Good Riddance. I think he meant Billy Joel, I believe. The current tour. Towards the end of the song, Mike and Trey come on stage dressed up as DP and Wolverine. Interesting. When I watched the claiming dragon scenes in House of the Dragon, I can't be the only one that said, let's hiccup this bitch. It's what it kind of reminded me of, not gonna lie. My sweet McCartney. The reaction to the opening of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. episode Closure. My god, the pure rage seeing Ward on the other side of the sniper scope. Oh my god, yeah. Fuck, man. And then just like this, I don't know. It took me a minute to get my emotions back. I kind of shut down for a minute after that, after a little bit. Speaking of Harley Quinn, the Kite Man show so far is not great. It's not awful, but it's alright. Yeah, that's what I figured. For me, I was just like, one, I barely care about the character in Harley Quinn. A whole show where he's the main guy. I don't know if I can sit through that. The trailer didn't look great. And it's just time, I feel like, would be better used putting somewhere else. I'll wait for the next season of Harley Quinn, you know, but that's about it. I've seen Only Murders in the Building. Not yet, no. Just started yesterday, and I'm loving it. I've heard really good stuff about it, but I haven't seen it. Sony sucks. Stick to your PlayStation, guys. And your cameras, which I have. The Sony camera. TVs are also pretty good, but if you're getting a TV, I would much prefer an LG over a Samsung over a Sony TV. But that's just preference. That's coming from the old school TV salesman in me. Now, who knows? Things may have changed. I think LG's got a pretty solid gaming setup for a lot of the stuff. A lot of the technology in the new LGs are a little bit stronger. But I think, like, if you're looking for clarity of picture, Samsung is still the best in the game. Anyway, Sony is acting like Craven and just making these Marvel movies to unlock some trophies. Pretty much. Said lady. We need to watch and review Lost, because when Lost was created, the YouTube hype of reviewing shows and movies didn't exist, and Lost has a deep plot. It just sucks because I know how it ends. I know the ending. I know the final episode. Not that I've seen the final episode, but I was around when everybody was talking about it. The week it came out, I heard about the ending, and I just know the twists. I know the whole bit about the ending reveal, and that just, I don't know if that would still make the journey fun. I don't know. It's weird. I don't like that. I don't like that I know the end. You know, I don't know. They are. If you kiss Chloe and don't rewind. Obviously, Rachel and Chloe were a mess, but got together and then someone offs her, and then they bond together. She even gets a memory lane when she's alone. Okay, well, maybe there is a avenue there, but I don't know. I didn't get that far between those two during that, so I guess in my playthrough, I just never explored all that. Lost my interest very quickly, to be honest. Darth Jar Jar. I think I remember hearing that the reason why Sony's making these movies is because they have a clause where Marvel can't use the characters they make movies about. I remember, and like, Marvel couldn't make Spider-Man movie with Venom prior to the Venom movie, but now they have to get Sony's okay. I remember reading something about that, but also they have to make a movie every so often in order to legally maintain the rights to the Spider-Man property. So I feel like they're just throwing things out there just to make sure they don't lose their shit. Darth Jar Jar is in the trailer. I did see that. I did see that. Did I skip a couple things? I think I did. Lost has a deep psychological plot that starts with episode 2. It's easy to miss, but it's a very good show. The Galaxy is a 4-part special coming out in September 13th. The trailer had sort of reference. Oh, I just thought it was a movie. Okay, interesting. I don't know if anybody has asked, but what are your thoughts on Chopper? It's my 3rd favorite Straw Hat. I thought he's really cute. I like his story a lot. I'm excited to see him more in the group dynamic moving forward now that they're on the high seas. I'm watching Rings of Power, definitely. Me too. I was about to name my favorite Straw Hats, but I remember that's a spoiler. Yeah, watch those. I just finished a batch of One Piece episodes. Episode 900 reached. Good God. Nice. What'd you think of the Skeleton Crew trailer? I haven't watched it yet. So the trailers I have not watched yet are Moana, the Win or Lose trailer. I haven't watched all of the Snow White trailer. I haven't seen the new Agatha trailer, and I haven't seen Skeleton Crew. I guess I should just remove these teasers off here, because it's just pointless. Why even bring that up? Oh my god, review a few episodes of the most popular Office episode. I've only seen one episode of The Office ever. So one of these days, One Piece was amazing. I love the live action enough that I started the anime, so I'm super excited. But this week I'll be recording episodes 93, 4, and 5, I think. Did I play True Colors? Right now, the only one I've played is the original. I have not played any of the other ones. Little Blue Demon. That's when we were talking about live action Stitch. Stitch and Snow White? Nah, I'm good. I'll stick to animated classics things. Stitch, I will have to see just out of pure curiosity. The Snow White movie, I'm pretty confident I'm just going to see it. The newer Lion King you were talking about, right? Laughing at Simba screaming no, right, yes. The live action Lion King, I laughed in the theater whenever that happened because he was just absolutely dead inside. I'm pretty sure I read somewhere that the studio told Helen Hunt, who played Paxton's character's wife, that her character was killed off screen. Yet all the writer can do is change that. I don't know. It's a little weird. Is there a Grimm's fairy tale story you wish Disney could create instead of doing remakes? I don't know a lot of them. I'll be fair. I don't know a lot of them other than the ones that they have already adapted. And if they were to just do a faithful adaptation of them, how would that look? How would that play? That would be kind of cool. I don't know. Do not know. So 2 of the 3 writers of The Craven also wrote Transformers: The Last Night, which I heard is... Well, there you go. I think I knew that. I think I already knew that, actually. Yeah, the writers on Craven have a terrible track record. Like, it's not just that. They have... I don't know that they've wrote a good movie. See, though. Still waiting on you to watch a trailer in your free time for Falling Skies, the show I mentioned 6 months ago. I keep forgetting. I do indeed keep forgetting. Sorry a little late, but I have a unique question. What are your thoughts on drag queens, cross-dressers, trans, and what are your thoughts on them, and would it be weird to be friends with them? That's a weird, random, out-of-nowhere question. I am friends with drag queens, cross-dressers, trans people, and I have no issue being friends with them. I mean, do what you do, love what you love. As long as you're not hurting anybody, I really don't give a fuck. You know, I don't know. I don't know why it should go deeper than that. You know. Let's see. Anyway, coming back to that, I was like, even if I'm like not, if I don't do any of those things, it doesn't mean that I don't. That they stop being a human because we don't participate in the same activities, you know. I don't know. I don't understand that mindset. that's the extent of it for me right there. Do I watch anime? If you're planning to, I highly recommend Death Note. I have read and watched Death Note in English, Japanese, and all of the films, the Japanese ones and the shitty Netflix one. I do watch. I haven't, as far as new anime, I've kind of fallen off a long time ago. But I watched a lot of the old school stuff, man. I mean, shit, I've got a bunch of anime figures. Like, I've seen Naruto and Boruto. I've watched Bleach. I've watched Dragon Ball. Every iteration I've watched. Inuyasha, Rurouni Kenshin, Code Geass, Yu-Gi-Oh, Bleach. I think I already said Bleach. Digimon. Fucking, like, all of the old school stuff. I watched a lot. I'm watching One Piece right now. I'm current with Bleach because I know Thousand Year Blood War is still going on. I've watched all of Attack on Titan. I've reacted to half of Season 4 on the channel. Like, the last half of Season 4 on the channel. Parasite, Gundam Wing, G Gundam, 08th MS Team, Yu Yu Hakusho is another favorite. Also, some figures of those over there. Yeah, man, I watch a lot of anime in my time. And it's just a lot of newer stuff. Like mid-2000s and later, I've had a hard time because of life being able to keep up with anything. So, like, haven't been able to watch, like, stuff like Jujutsu Kaisen. Haven't seen shit of that. Like, the most recent anime that I've seen that is not a continuation of something I've already watched before is Attack on Titan. And that came out, at this point? Like, 10 years ago? So, like, stuff like Jujutsu Kaisen, Chainsaw Man, My Hero, what's another one? Demon Slayer. I've seen the first episode of My Hero, and I haven't continued. And it wasn't because I didn't like it. It was just because I didn't have the time, so I didn't get back to it. A lot of shit was going on at that point, and watched it out of curiosity, and I just didn't pick it up again. So, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I do watch anime. I have a hard time keeping up with it anymore. But Jujutsu Kaisen, Demon Slayer, and Chainsaw Man, and even My Hero. I mean, it's a lot to juggle, but those are the ones that I've been holding on to that I do want to watch whenever I do have the opportunity. Question: do you know any wrestlers who you think could be good in a comic book movie or show that aren't already in one, like Beth Phoenix or as Hippolyta or Rhea Ripley as Big Barda? I mean, I don't pay attention, man. Unless they are currently acting and in things that I watch, I don't really pay attention anymore. I haven't watched wrestling since I was a kid. And the illusion wore off pretty quick. So I don't know. I don't know what they're capable of. They'll have to do some stuff before I really am able to figure that part out. I really enjoyed Transformers last night, though I'm easily entertained and was interested to see where the sequel would have taken the Omicron story. Omnicron. Unicron. Sorry, Unicron. I was like, that didn't sound right. Why is that? Yeah, no, okay. Unicron. I was curious what they were going to do with that. That was the end of it. The only live-action Transformers movie in the Michael Bay run that I think is actually a decent movie is the first one. I've watched all of them. That's the only one I would watch. Lord Zed came back in the recent Power Rangers show and ripped off a Ranger's arm. Whoa. It was like they went through time, right, and pulled him from when he was still evil into the present day or some bullshit. I remember reading about that, but I don't really remember exactly the circumstances around it. Based in Ireland. That was we were talking about shipping taxes. Saw Cosmic Fury. What do you think of that? I haven't seen it. I haven't seen any of the new shows. The last show I watched was RPM, which was after Mystic Force? I don't remember which one was the last one. Ninja Storm I watched. Dino Thunder I watched. Mystic Thunder I watched. RPM I watched. I've seen some of SPD. After that, though, it's just... I watched some of the crossover episodes when an old Ranger came back, and then I would kind of tune out. And I think the last thing like that I watched was when Adam came back with the various other Rangers, I think in Overdrive. Because I was excited that Adam was coming back. I don't remember much else about that. I saw some scenes. I watched scenes of Jason David Frank in future seasons when he came back and stuff with the Master Morpher and stuff, but I didn't actually watch those episodes. So yeah, I've missed a little bit. Did you see that Brockheimer said a couple weeks ago that they've sent a National Treasure 3 script to Cage? Literally 3 months ago, Cage said he wouldn't do a third because of Disney. I'm not one of those people clamoring for another National Treasure movie, to be honest. So, I'm not losing anything by it. Was I Simba-ing my kitty? Pretty much. Little bunny emoji. Picks up cat to show everyone. Also puts cat down. You can go away now. Yeah, he's adorable, man. Him and Percy are gorgeous long hairs, man. The rest of them look very much so like a mix and match of their mom and their father. Percy and Merlin look absolutely nothing like their parents. So, and I know that, like, cats can have multiple fathers, so my theory is that there's this black and white long-haired cat that's in the neighborhood that has fathered the other new kittens that we just saved. If you've been keeping up with my community posts, we just took in 6 other cats that we saved from the neighborhood. So like they were trapped. They were separated from their mother, and they were probably not going to make it a couple more days if we didn't figure something out. Had to take apart our neighbors, get access to our neighbor's AC unit to get them out of it. Yeah, it's crazy stuff. But their father, quite clearly, is that black and white long-haired cat, and I'm wondering if he had something to do with the mix with this batch as well, just because of Percy and Merlin. I said he glazes Simon Kinberg debut. Such a X-Men movie was great. Greasy Films Dark Phoenix review, man. I don't know if I've seen his review. I'll have to go check it out. For fuck's sake, seriously? I think that was when you did the left half. He's all right now joke. Yeah, because one of the characters has an obsession with bad jokes in it for a purposeful reason. But yes, won't go into any more from that. After putting the cat down, get out! That's unfortunate. Anthony Starr is Booster Gold or Thawne. I would prefer him to be Thawne. A little bit of a typecast, but he would look the part really well. I don't want Umbrella spoilers, so this is a quick high-end buy. It hasn't come up too much, actually, and we've talked about it a little bit. I don't know if we've gone into... Well, I did spoil what happened to them in the end, I guess. But yeah. Other than that, try to keep it a little light. Did I ever watch Dune? I have reviews for Dune Part 1 and 2 on the channel. Not a reaction, but I did watch them in theaters, so I have my thoughts on them each. Did I hear about the English voice actor for Misty and Jessie in the classic Pokemon series passed away from breast cancer, and would you pay to see a live-action Wolverine versus Predator, or at least an anime? Those are two very polar opposite questions right there. I did hear about her passing, and it is... I've seen some very sad edits, man. Oh, God. Yeah, that's some heartbreaking news, because she was not that old. You know? Cancer, man, it is a evil, evil bitch. And would I pay for a live-action Wolverine versus Predator? Fuck yeah, I would. I'm not going to be here for long. The Umbrella Academy finale was disappointing. I rewatched seasons 1 and 2 to cleanse my thoughts on the show. It's one of those situations where whenever the next volume of the comic comes out, I'm very interested to see what they do differently. Not sure if you've heard about the recent interviews for Joker Fully Ado, but Lady Gaga refers to her character as Lee, implying that it'll be a nickname for Harleen. Yeah. I know that they're not, obviously they're not doing like the basic thing with their story. You know, they're doing their own thing. And Todd Phillips related it to the way Manson garnered followers and had his own, like, kind of right-hand ladies as well, like in his family. And she's kind of like that, like a obsessee, almost a groupie of sorts, a follower. So I'm curious to see how that translates. Rebecca's jokes are funny. They are. Yoshi's daughter's son died in Charge Blue was in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Which episode I can't remember, but that show is the reason his green Hyperforce Ranger motif has a Hydra in PR Hyperforce. Interesting. That's cool. Hope Marvel brings back Luke Cage and Jessica Jones. I think Jessica Jones is a for sure. Luke Cage, I really do hope we bring back too. With Daredevil being back in the MCU canon, officially, the actress who plays Jessica Jones has said that she'd love to play the character again. Oh yeah, she's been talking about that for a long time. There's been some other things implying she's almost definitely coming back, and I hope that's all rings true. Because season 1 of Jessica Jones, I love. 10 out of 10, amazing. So I would love to see her back in that role again. I actually love the Incredible Hulk movie. It's so cheesy. Why'd you laugh, huh? Okay, I'll hop away again. A great rest of your stream and weekend, everybody. You do the same if you're still listening. 21 minutes since you put this in. What Marvel team would you join? If I had to pick a Marvel team to join, it would probably be the X-Men. I have had that question asked, I think, last week as well. I've seen Erica Darville, RPM Red, in the original TV series. Rose MacGyver, iZombie, Once Upon a Time, Amy Jo Johnson in PPR, and Flashpoint. Yeah, I haven't seen any of those. I've seen, like, a couple of scenes from iZombie, but I've never actually watched it. Was she, like, the lead? Was she the main person? Because no, Raul Coley was in that as well. I think that was, like, the first, like, big-ish thing that he was in. Would have joined Midnight Suns. I feel like that is too dangerous for my tastes. Silverwing, the dragon wolf claim, is really docile. It's probably just so bored being in Dragonstone, so she accepted the first dude with a hint of Targaryen blood she encountered. Oh, was lucky. That is hilarious. Billy Joe's the lead. Oh, that's what you meant. I should have been thinking about that since you were talking about MCR. Billy Joe. Okay. I know Billy Joel. I completely forgot the lead singer from Green Day is Billy Joe. That's my bad. I should have known that connection. Which king do you think was better at being a king between Viserys and Robert? Oh, Viserys. Viserys. Almost indefinitely, it was Viserys. Am I going to react to the Agatha show? Hell yeah. I'm not going to miss a Marvel show, and there's not any of those that I plan on skipping. For consistency's sake, Star Wars and Marvel, I'll check them all out. DCU, I'm going to give all of those a chance. But Kite Man, I'm not vibing with it. It's not required watching for anything else. And I love Harley, but I don't love it enough to watch that show as well. So yeah, I don't know. But Agatha, yeah, I'm gonna watch it. I'm excited. I'm not excited. I'm looking forward to it. There's some interesting ideas I saw in the first trailer that I'm curious about. 2024 Hazbin Hotel had Keith David playing a character in Hell. Also, 2025 Keith David playing a devil a few weeks ago. And what? It's also not as far away with the undead or hellish powers, because he was Facilier in Princess of the Frog, right? I didn't realize that at the time, even though I had seen that movie, and didn't ever put that together, that he was, I don't know, I just forgot that fun fact until I got reminded 1,000 times over during my Hazbin Hotel videos. Bye everyone, had a great rest of your weekend. I start my final year of high school on Monday. That'll be fun. Good luck, and hopefully it's a good final year. and then you enter the terrible, awful real world. Omni, you looking extra cute today. Drop the skincare routine. I just shower. I use Dove moisturizing body wash, and that's it. I don't use literally any other products on my face other than chapstick. That's specifically lips, but nothing else really touches this face. The occasional rubbing alcohol, but that's about it. Definitely know that you'll be reacting to the Penguin. I will. Even though I've not covered really any of the trailers on the channel, I will be reacting to the Penguin show when it comes out. There's some things where, like, I know I'm going to check it out. I feel like everybody should know I'm going to check it out. So the trailer should be irrelevant. But, you know, people still want trailers sometimes. I'm kind of just... I've become increasingly disinterested in reacting to trailers. There's some that I definitely know I want to react to that trailer. But a lot of times I'm just like, I'm going to watch this show on the channel anyway, so why am I spoiling myself? Other than, you know, views and ad money, which is nice, but I don't know. I can't sleep alone. I have to go help my mom with the groceries. Well, have fun. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. It's so fun to watch you theorizing about One Piece. I hate doing it too because I know that I can't look at the comments because I know somebody is going to want to answer my questions. So I just haven't been reading them. You know, there's some things obviously that I think I've heard over the years, but I'm not 100% certain on. I'm not going to mention them just in case, because who knows? I could be completely wrong and I could have misunderstood a lot of things, but yeah, there's some things that it's just fun. But like, there's a lot of things. It's funny too because I have seen a handful of comments be like, it's funny, we are now caught up and we still don't even know the answer to some of these things. And I'm like, that is hilarious that some of the questions I've asked at this point still have no answers. That's wild to me. Anywho, I'm a bounce. See y'all next time. And remember to live life and with love in your heart. Amen to that. You've been introduced to zone type devil fruits, my personal favorites. And I assume that's like animal stuff, because Zoan seems to have only been coming. I feel like they only mentioned it with Dalton and Chopper. So is it like have to do with like animal transformations or something like that? What's my theory on the future of Stolas and Blitz? Stolas is going to have a wake-up call about all of his racist shit that he keeps saying that he doesn't know that he's saying. He's going to finally be humbled and realize what Blitz is going through. And in a moment of need, Blitz is going to fight for his man. And they're in game. Like, I don't care what anybody says. They're going to be in game. If they're not, fuck me. I feel like they will be together. And I think that maybe the Goetia are going to call for some kind of trial for Stolas, and I imagine Ozzy, because Mammon did promise there would be retribution for him coming about sharing his relationship with Fizz. So I think Stolas and him are both, because they're both Goetia as well, are going to be maybe put on trial for whatever, I don't know, or something's going to happen. And Blitz clearly is defending Stolas against somebody. So I can't wait to see how that goes. I don't have anything against trans. In fact, I respect them. I admire them for being so bold. That's the other thing too, man. Like, it takes such a fucking courage and confidence to go out there and do that. And sometimes it's that transformation that adds to that confidence. You know, that becoming another person, that putting on another skin or whatever. You know, when you're dressing up, I feel the same thing like doing like costumes. And you hear from actors too, like when they put on like a villainous suit. Like when Hayden Christensen was talking about the first time he actually got to wear Vader's outfit, like the actual armor. And he's like, you know, you just put that on and you feel powerful. You feel like you command a presence. Like sometimes just a simple change can just affect you. And I don't know, I find that awesome. If you're planning to watch modern anime, they're the hottest right now, both anime and manga mediums. Chainsaw Man and Jujutsu Kaisen. Yeah, you mentioned those earlier. Sonic 3 ain't gonna have Shadow, but will he have a gun? He fucking better not. Shadow having a gun is the dumbest thing that has ever happened in gaming. Is that hyperbole? Probably. But he can literally shoot lasers from his hands. Why does he need a gun? He is a gun! Anyway. Bleach equals Bleach. Death Note equals Book of Death. Inuyasha, puppy down. Inuyasha, sit. Can I just say, you have marvelous hair, serious black. I all take that to heart. It's my favorite character right there. You repeated your question. Okay, well, I answered it by this point. Answer to 4 is weird. Yes, I'm at Unicron, though apparently there is an Omicron. Transformers universe, we didn't catch that. It is COVID variant. That's hilarious. You said you read manga. Have you read Junji Ito works before? I'm aware of it. That is not my cup of tea. Barry Starberry in here used to watch that shit. She's got some stuff from that as well, and I think I'm good. I think she's shown me some stuff from it. I'm okay. I'm okay. Attack on Titan started in 2013, so 11 years now. So yeah, that's the most recent anime I've started and finished. Because I guess, to be fair, in the last 8 years, I did try to start My Hero. Watch the first episode and just didn't see it through. Again, not because of the show, just because of things that were going on at the time. But yeah, Attack on Titan, yeah, that's fucking 11 years. Whew. Bumblebee and Rise of the Beast in the first Transformers movies. Classic 80s one. Yeah, those are the only ones that I like. I liked Rise of the Beast a lot. Bumblebee is actually just solid, and the first Transformers movie is pretty serviceable. I've seen the 80s one, but it's been a long time. This was Overdrive, Atom, Kira, Bridge. Oh, Bridge was my favorite in SPD. Yeah, I don't know. He was quirky. Liked him a lot. The music in the background makes me feel like I'm on a quest with the hobbits. Hell yeah. Watched V for Vendetta? I have. I saw that in theaters. Power Rangers Go. The 1st of September is looming. That time of the year. I do my rewatch of Harry Potter. Can't wait. Hell yeah. I actually love that we are probably getting a 3rd National Treasure. However, we need to know what was on page 47. I don't even remember that reference. Saw Percy Jackson Season 2 started production. Obviously, I'll watch it, because I love the show, but it's going to be hard not thinking about Lance Reddick the entire time, each episode. So, have they said if they were recasting him or not? I don't know if that character is constant throughout the series. I would assume so. But I don't remember reading anything about how they were going to handle that. If you're in Beyond Journey's End is another phenomenal anime. I've been hearing that name come up a lot lately. Started last year, and season 1 is 28 episodes long. I absolutely loved it. Can't wait for season 2 of Percy Jackson. Likewise. Did I hear you say you have a cat named Merlin? My black cat is also Merlin. Happy Black Cat Appreciation Day for those that honor it. Now, he's not a black cat. He's dark gray. I would dare call him charcoal. But he's not a full-on, like, midnight black cat, you know? But I just thought the name fit. We thought the name fit. Rank these movies: Prometheus, Covenant, Aliens, Romulus. To be fair, I still haven't actually seen Covenant. So it'll be at the bottom of my list, but it's going to be Aliens, Romulus, Prometheus, Covenant. Ever watched the Merlin show? I have not. Assuming you haven't read Fire and Blood, I have not. Who do you think will win the dance between the greens and the blacks? I know we should know this, and I know it has been said in Game of Thrones, but I don't remember. I feel like the blacks have to lose. Because they are carrying on the Song of Ice and Fire, and that clearly gets lost to time. No one's heard about it by the time Game of Thrones kicks off. So I would assume they die, they lose, but I don't know. I'm disappointed that season 2 of Moon Knight wasn't confirmed. Likewise, yeah, man, I want to see Mark and Steven react to the new guy. Me too. Yeah, Summer from Power Rangers RPM played the main zombie in the Ice Gods. She was articles claiming that men hate women because they didn't like She-Hulk's twerking, but loved Deadpool 3's opening dance scene clearly missed the point of why that She-Hulk scene was disliked. I like that scene. And again, I like 95% of She-Hulk. 97% of She-Hulk. I will defend that show till my dying breath. And I like both those scenes for very different reasons, but for even the innocent reasons, I don't understand why anybody was upset about that She-Hulk scene at all. I don't. Also, Pedro is over here in the UK filming FF. London is only an hour or 2 drive away. You're gonna have to fucking get you off the set, pull you away. Interesting enough, Viserys I is actually not regarded very well in history because his lack of action led to the dance. But I really sympathize with the dude. He's just trying his best. Yeah. Yeah. I agree. Could Hulk be Midnight Sun in a way, especially MCU wanted to change things and put it makes sense? Like She-Hulk in F4, he's a supernatural being in the comics. I mean, he could be. Can't wait for the Agatha series. It's right up my street. Wonder if we're going to get an explanation to Bruce Banner's son in She-Hulk. I mean, I'm sure he just knocked someone up on the many years that he was on Scarlet. So, Sakaar? Did I just combine Doctor Who and Marvel for a second? Hoping for a World War Hulk, but that's more than likely. Yeah, you're definitely right. I feel like this Matthew person in the chat is having a conversation with someone else about something. I have no idea what is going on here. It's like there's a whole-on conversation or a tangent even about something completely unrelated. I have no idea what's going on with that. I thought Moon Knight had been kind of unofficially confirmed for a second season, or do I imagine that? I honestly, I can't say I remember. Don't know about the Penguin series. I'm just not hyped for it. I might watch a reaction first and go from there. Fair enough. Patrick David would thrive as a villain in the MCU. Could have played Doctor Doom, especially. He has the laughs about being typecast as a villain. Fair enough. Yeah, dude, I cannot wait for season 2 of Andor, man. That's some good shit. I can't wait to gobble up. What's up, Night Hoof? We're hopefully wrapping up here soon, but nice to see you, Hoof. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and thanks for a great stream. Bye. Oh, bye. There was a third bye. I was about to be like, you should have said, and then I just didn't read. Bye. Do you think the dance would have still happened if Daemon was made Viserys' heir instead of Rhaenyra, and Daemon remained the heir even after Alicent or Aegon? Honestly, I feel like it was probably inevitable, but who knows? Who really knows? You know, probably. If it didn't, I don't know. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, it may not have happened. So it's hard to say, but a lot of that was the questioning of Rhaenyra as the heir in general, And then the second guessing of that decision after the fact with David, he would what, have to secede after Aegon? So yeah, it probably I think it still would have happened. Because there would have been people trying to like delegitimize his claim at that point, right? So I don't know. Just remembered, and no spoiler, worried to ease your mind. I don't know your film schedule, but the name Ace was mentioned to you, and that character has a close place in my heart. Yeah, well, he's the character that just introduced himself, called himself Ace. And like I said in the reaction, I've heard that name before in relation to the series, but I've never had like a face or an image to apply it to. I've heard there's a Harry Potter TV series coming soon. How do I feel about that? I think that's the dumbest shit ever. To try to do that again so soon with everything going on and everything surrounding all of that. And it's just a corporate cash grab to utilize their IP to try to lure people in to make themselves relevant. Because ever since this new transition at Warner Brothers, they don't know what the fuck they are doing with anything. So I don't know. Yeah, it's just that's all I can say, because I don't know if you watched OP episodes 93, 94, 95 yet. I have not. Try to be vague as possible out of respect. Yeah, I haven't watched them yet. Harry Potter show needs to be a book per season. Give the actors a chance at the same age rate as characters and give them the ability to do that. That'll be something that'll be interesting if they did do it, like in theory, but I just don't know that I can care. Zeus is in Percy Jackson 4, so they'll have to recast. Heard nothing regarding a Zeus recasting, but even if they did recast, I think it would be like a Kevin Conroy situation where someone made such an impression as a character that it's hard to follow up. Hey, I love Lance Reddick, but like we saw like 1 or 2 times. I feel like we could probably get away with a recast. Not to be disrespectful in any kind of way, but I don't think I can put those two, like for what that role. I do not think what Kevin Conroy is to Batman that Lance Reddick is to Percy Jackson Zeus. Controversial opinion that may be, I guess. I don't. It's not like this iconic thing, you know. All due respect, but completely intended. Anyways, always wondered what Omni's actual name was. It is wonderful. Twerking and doing a dance routine, a bit different. Not really. I mean, she was doing a dance with the person who does the thing, and they did the thing. I don't know what. It shouldn't be like I don't know, demonization of twerking. Also introduced to Crocodile and Bone Clay. Really love Alabasta. I've heard really good things about Alabasta. I've heard a lot of people hyping it up. Very curious on how season 2 adapts everything. That's going to be the big old question. My allergies are going off a lot this month. Thank goodness next month will finally be fall. That'll be a good little relief, I believe. Yeah, man, I didn't love the She-Hulk show, but I did like the twerking scene. The hate is so absurd and ridiculous. I agree. Beetlejuice 2 is September. Looking forward to that. Likewise. Switching from One Piece for now, have you considered watching Bridgerton? Not in the slightest. If it wins a poll, I would definitely give it a chance, but by choice, probably not. Also, for context, Patrick David was Psycho Red Ranger. Cool. I would not have known that. Zeus is very highly known as a shapeshifter, so it would be too hard. It shouldn't be too hard to recast. See, that's what I was thinking as well. It's like one of his main things, kind of like with Loki. You know, he's a man of many faces and shapes and sizes, and who knows? There's an easy way to get away with that. How many hope to hold onto your boots for the next episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is wild. Looking forward to it. So even if Viserys named Daemon or Rhaenyra as heir, the dance could have still happened because Rhaenyra is a woman and Daemon is as scary as a ruler. Damn. I think so. I think at the end of the day, like, once a child was born of his, it would call into question either one of them. You know? Also, Daemon, probably not a good king. So they probably would want to try to get him out of that seat. Or disrespectful at all. Maybe it's just my perspective, and I use the Batman scenario as a general way of explaining more than comparing the stature of the scenario between the characters. Orchid is not dancing in my book. Sorry. That is a statement. From what I've seen, people who have an issue with that scene felt that She-Hulk wasn't a good show overall, and felt that because of the twerking scene was unnecessary. Not my opinion, as I have seen the show. I will kill for you making me stallion. That was a funny little moment. Let's see. I mean, even if Alicent never had a son, Rhaenyra and Daemon could have still been challenged because of the reasons I mentioned. I mean, yeah, but by who? Like, just some rando I don't know would have any more of a claim. It would have to be, I don't know. I mean, they could have, you know, it could have been a Robert Baratheon situation, you know, a usurper of sorts. So, I mean, I guess it literally could have been anybody, but who would have been powerful enough to rally that? I mean, you're right. I mean, it very well could have happened no matter who was there, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you're right. Very well right. Daemon specifically is like, oof. You know, I don't know. I'm curious how he would have ruled. You know, how would Daemon have treated the throne? I'm sure they would have been at war with someone pretty quickly, though. You like mommy thick She-Hulk? Yeah? Yeah, I did. Glad you love She-Hulk, though. I like some of the things about it. Saw that movie Lottery on Amazon. While dumb, I think John Cena makes a lot of stuff more enjoyable. He's really funny. He's a really comedically funny dude. Like, I think he's like where Batista, I think, is like just a real good, like, he's getting really good at his craft at being an actor and stuff like that, and has really been knocking it apart with the roles that he's gotten. John Cena is just charismatic and fun, and even in Peacemaker, where a lot of it is extremely immature, the scenes where you peel back the layers of that character, John Cena blew me away. He was so good in all those little emotional character bits. And when it wasn't the jokes and stuff like that, which I still love. I'm not like trying to discount that, but there were some serious moments where he had some serious scenes to seriously act, and he did really, really good. So I think he has improved a lot when someone gives him the opportunity to do so. Corlys is still interested in the throne, and there was a point in time where the Valyrians had Vhagar with Laena, so they could. That's a good point. They could have been like, hey, maybe I can get this. I keep forgetting Zeus is a shapeshifter, but I need to hear him say, you look the same way for a millennia. You need to change a pace every once in a while. Indeed. Ahoy, mateys! How are you doing, Sebastian? Alright, so we're caught up, and pretty much 50 minutes over time. It happens, man. It happens. But we had some pretty fun conversations. It's a good little time. We had some kitten time. Yeah. But that's kind of all I got right now, guys. Again, like I said, pretty light on the cons for the next couple weeks. So as far as I know, unless something comes up, we should be on be able to do these every weekend as per you. So we should be back on for a little bit of a consistent schedule for a little while. And anything that comes up, remember, always just keep an eye out in the community tab. If you're not seeing anything or you're wondering what's going on, I always try to update everybody over there. But hope everybody has a great rest of your weekend and a great week. And I will see you guys either in the next video or in the next stream. Take care, everybody.